What's going on, everybody? Come on in, take a seat. Come on in, take a seat. Oh, Lord. Y'all come on in here. I got to do a live, y'all. Shout out to all of you all that tuned in to Gary on Pyramid Tactic. Oh, we love you, honey. Get you some sleep. Y'all come on in here. How y'all doing? Y'all know I had to do a live because we got to talk about this. Oh, man. Look, Ellie said, paid alive. Woo woo. Shout out to all of you all tuning in. Mr. B5 Mindy. Shout out to the Mars up in the LLC. Jill. Melanie, I see you. Wait, this is right, I think. Yep. Valedictorian, how you doing? What's going on? We need an update on Harpo. We got to. Let me see what's going on with that case, y'all. Hell, Lordy. Because Candace. Oh, man. I want to know if they filed a motion for... Hold on. I'm trying to see. Summons returned unexecuted by U.S. Marshals as to Mitchell Snow from June 26th. Child, did they file a motion? Daniel Horowitz. Wait a minute. They moved the case. Oh, we got to look this up. Wow. They trying to let me show my screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading this. Let me show y'all what I'm seeing. Oh my goodness. So much. I was hoping for a default. Where is that at? Oh yeah, we gotta do an update on this. Y'all come on in here. Come on in here. We're gonna do an update on this, and then we're going to gotta say bye. What happened? Juju? You all right? Oh, we have fun over there. Don't stop. I know. Oh, Gary was so tired, you all, but I have a good time as always. Y'all, listen. You gotta have a good time, and we had great conversation and discussion over there. And I know he said he had been traveling and stuff like that. So, Juju, you all right? Sorry, I haven't been around family emergency. You okay? Then we're praying for you, honey. Yes, frankly, my dear. How you doing, frankly, my dear? I am at it. What you talking about, miss? Oh man. Juju gotta go. Sammy still hurting. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Juju. Happy belated, honey. Y'all, Juju's birthday was yesterday. We celebrated, played the birthday song. So make sure you guys show Juju some love. So Juju had to leave out. All good. Are you okay? Everything all right, Juju? Anytime you guys want to email me, if something's happening, just let me know. We praying for you, Saint. We're praying for you. We all praying for. I got an email from Rosetta. Shout out to Rosetta. We're always praying for you all here in the LLC. So I just want to make sure you guys are okay. Y'all are good, then we're good to go. All right. Oh man. So we're gonna get to this, y'all. Oh my goodness. I need something. All right, we got to get to this because I was hoping to see. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as you come in. And if you have not checked out the collab I was just on with Gary at Paramount Tactics, please go check that out. I streamed to the LLC main channel and to Twitter X. So make sure you guys check that out. Right now, we're streaming to both channels on YouTube as well as Twitter X. So wherever you are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. You could be watching anyone else, but you choose to hang out with me. And we bless God for it. Thank you so, so much. And I appreciate the support, you all. Hit that like button as you come in. If you have not subscribed to the Lady Luck Club, please come on over to YouTube and subscribe. We're on the road to 50,000 supporters, and it can be done. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hype it up, and let's get into this. What's going on? Yas is up in the house, okay? Don't stop. I see you up in here. Oh man, it was awesome. It was short, but it was awesome. What's going on, Ashley? I see you up in here. How you doing? Ryan Morrow just got through live streaming. Make sure you guys go and support him and check him out. Raven Grace's post, all the judges accused of says, yeah, I see. Y'all, oh my God. So, okay, let's go from where we left off at. I see the order down below for the recusal. There is an order granting. This right here is annoying because that's all Candace does. She gets these attorneys and then they're asking for time to, get extensions, and she waited to the midnight hour to get these attorneys. She had 21 days from the date she received the actual lawsuit to file a response or an answer, right? She waits to that 18th, 17th day to actually get an attorney. And then they wait forever to the day before that 21st day would have came up to actually try to file an answer. And then when they file something, they filed the motion for extension of time to respond so that they can add on an additional 10 pages to their answer. And then that motion was granted. Why do they keep letting this happen? Who knows? But it wasn't just the judge being recused. It is going to a different circuit. It moved to Circuit 6. We'll get to that in a second. So we're going to go over this, and then I have a couple videos I want to check out. Twig and Berries got up and testified for Tyler Robinson. I do want to check that out. Just a little bit of that. And then Milk Bar has some new videos out I wanted to check out. And that's going to be off of this one so that I can do a live on Carmelo Anthony. So if that's all good, that's what we're going to run tonight. And tomorrow we'll be back at it. Don't worry. And then, of course, Saturday, Natalie Jean Giesner will be with us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. If you guys have not seen the notification, make sure you check that out. Waiting to hear back from Johnny Walker Dredd on the rescheduling of his collab with us here in the LLC. He was on Jay Witt's podcast. I'm so excited and happy. And so hopefully he continues to, get out and he's able to share his information. Great research, great content. He has very informative. He has been keeping his foot on Rashad Ritchie's neck. Talked about Umar Johnson. We broke down his dissertation together. And of course, he has been reporting on the Anthony Carmelo case. So hopefully he will contact and reach back out. Still waiting to hear back from attorney Dennis Sperling, who is a bar licensed attorney that's been covering Carmelo Anthony case. Wanted to get his thoughts on this new motion for the motion for the new trial as a part of the appeal that we do have. It's 193 pages, y'all. Oh my God. So y'all know we gotta summarize it and go through some of it. I don't think I can read 200 pages of that, but we'll go through the bulk of it so that we can get in the facts of, or the background information rather, and see what they're asking the court to do and the premise for the appeal. I think they're trying to go from the angle of ineffective counsel, but that is the reason why we're going to go through the motion and read and see what's happening with that and go from there. All right. So let's get to this here. This is where the judge granted Candace's dumb attorneys the opportunity to add 10 more pages on to her partial motion to dismiss, because it's going to be a motion to dismiss in discrete parts. So if you guys can see here, let me I can just make it bigger. Hold on a second. All right. Defendants Candace Owens LLC, and Georgetown Inc. together movements respectfully move this court under Federal Rule Civil Procedure 6B and Local Rule 6.01A for a 30-day enlargement of time to file an answer or other responsive pleading to include any petition under the Tennessee Public Participation Act, and then they have the statute cited. Movements waived service of process, which request was sent by plaintiff Brian Harpole on May 8, 26. Accordingly, Movement's current deadline to file a responsive pleading is July 7, 26. So she waived service of process. The requested 30-day extension would change Movement's deadline to August 6, 2026. So August 6, 2026, they're saying is when you should expect to see our answer. That's going to be 35 pages. Oh my God. No return of service for defendant Mitchell Snow has been filed with the court as of the date of this filing. Why? Because he's dodging service. Candace, are you going to get your co-defendant to take service in or what? Because according to the docket, that service was returned from the U.S. Marshals because he's a punk ass. You can't make this up, but they want subpoena power and discovery. Boy, this is not the way to get it. You can't make this up. Oh man, so since there's no return of service for Mitch Snow because he's hiding, that has been filed with the court, move and submit that good cause exists to give them additional time to review, investigate, and respond to the complaint in light of the length and complexity of the complaint, which contains over 150 numbered paragraphs of allegations regarding several months' worth of communications and media coverage and hours of podcast footage. It is their client's fault. Candace, your attorneys are complaining about having to file an answer based on all the dumb videos you made. Now they're saying, Your Honor, we don't have, that's not enough time, and we need 10 more pages, and we need to be able to file a full answer because this complaint is so lengthy. It's got all this footage and all this evidence, brought forth by their client. No one told Candace to make a video every time she was in a mood and was throwing a tantrum. No one told her to do that. So they're complaining about all of the allegations that were cited based on Candace's videos, based on all the information, all the evidence. She basically laid it out for Brian Harpole. Between her posts, her videos, any text messages, emails, anything. She's made it very easy. She texted Brian Harpole for a minute. It's like she was texting Brian Harpole to force him to come on her show. No. Once you waive service and receive this complaint, you don't continue to reach out to him. No, your attorney reaches out to his attorney. So, Candace, we don't want to hear that nonsense. Go to court. Why is your co-defendant not going to court again? Because wasn't he on a podcast you on? Didn't we watch a video of Mitch Snow on an X Space? Was that X Space or Instagram Live or something like that? Hey, Susie Cute, no reply. How y'all doing, honey? What's going on, Ron? How you doing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Then we check to see he was on we saw a video of him. He was on Instagram Live or something. Yep, Juju said yep. That was recent. What we saw, the video we saw from Artie Trolls. Artie Trolls covered an Instagram Live where Mitch Snow was talking about some bug or something. And it was saying how he thought it was like an AI high tech type bug. And he put it in a Ziploc bag. That live stream he did was recent. That was not an old stream. And none of those people in that live stream said, hey, why are you dodging service? Are you going to accept service so you can answer to this lawsuit? You talking about bugs and all this stuff and how you gonna call Candace saying, did you send me this water bug cockroach? Candace, I just need to know, did you send me this water bug cockroach? Because I'm about to send this right back to you. It's got a camera in it. Oh, it's transforming. It just turned itself into a pew-pew. Candace, you sent me a water bug cockroach that transformed into a water gun pew-pew. Why you send me this? Oh my God. So Transformers is coming to life in Miss Snow's house. All the cockroaches unite. Optimus Prime will be very upset to find out one of his comrades is sitting in a Ziploc bag in Mitch Snow's house. Mitch Snow got the transformer. He got a transformer bug in the Ziploc bag. You think that don't you think the government would want to know that there's some sort of AI bug that belongs to the Autobots? It must be a Decepticon. It had to be a Decepticon. I'm surprised it has not pew Mitch Snow in the neck and put his ass to sleep. What the hell? All this stuff he said in the live stream. You can't make this up, Lord. You just can't make this up. This all happened in the live stream, y'all. Artie Trolls did a video covering that. It was comical. And yet, none of them even said, hey, dude, can you please accept service? The U.S. Mitch Snow, the U.S. Marshal's looking for you. They're trying to serve you this lawsuit. It's a federal lawsuit. I thought you want subpoena power. What happened to that in Discovery? Do you know what Discovery is? Can you spell the word Discovery? He would have had to get off that live stream with me. He wouldn't last 5 minutes. Like, hey, Lady Luck, I heard you can't say, I hate your guts. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go. You're an idiot. Can you send us that Transformer Autobot bug, please? Go get that Transformer Autobot. I'm just here for the Transformer. I grew up watching that cartoon as a kid. I love it. G.I. Joe. Oh, man. Then turned around and watched Sesame Street and Blue's Clues. Like, you can't make this up. Big comfy couch. Oh, those were the days. All right. Get that. So they didn't ask him, why aren't you accepting service? A waive service and then respond, right? No. It came back undeliverable. So movies submit that good cause exists. They're saying, we got to respond to over 150 number paragraphs because Candace did all these videos on her conspiracy theories, and she's still an idiot that refuses to read a book. Candace also does not know the freezing point of water at all. She had no idea what snow was or thunder. Somebody need to ask her that on cross exam. Mrs. Owens Farmer, can you tell us exactly what thunder is? And she's gonna look at George and say, "What you tell me that time?" You said it was something about lightning. You said don't worry about the lightning. It's a thunder. Or I gotta worry about both. George is gonna be like, "Oh my god, where's Milo?" Yeah, can we have a recess, Your Honor? I have to go to the bathroom. And he's just gonna leave the court and never come back. He's gonna leave us sit down. Oh my god. So since Candace did all these shows because she's obsessed, movies are currently drafting and revising their partial federal rule of civil procedure to be motion to dismiss the plaintiff's complaint for failure to state a claim. See, this is the whole thing here. Failure to state a claim. How do you fail to state a claim, but you talking about there's 150 allegations where they stated claims? Our attorneys are, boy, they got to reach for the bottom of the pits with this one. The Tennessee Public Participation Act petition to dismiss the plaintiff's complaint, partial motion to strike, and incorporated memorandum of law. And of course, the memorandum of law or the brief itself accompanies the motion. That's where you have the case law cited, where you have the law actually being interpreted. You're trying to argue based on the law why this lawsuit, lacks merit. Blah, blah, blah. Due to the complexity of the issues to be addressed in the responsive motion, movements respectfully submit that a 30-day extension is appropriate. Undersigned counsel has conferred with counsel for plaintiff and is authorized to state that the plaintiff does not oppose the requested relief. See, here's the thing. You're invoking court rule that is still supported by law itself. It's kind of hard unless you give a legal reasoning. It's kind of hard to object to it, especially if this is the first request for an extension. Now, at this point with the Macron lawsuit, the Macron's attorneys, all 7 of them, need to vehemently oppose any further requests for extensions. Candace has rescheduled a court hearing 3 times. And let's not forget all the extensions she received just to file responses. The answer and then the answer to the amended complaint. They asked for extensions to do their answers with the Macron lawsuit. So you're going up on a year where you have not even had the motion to dismiss hearing. A hearing to address Candace's motion, where she now has 1 attorney left. Candace, you are a bum, you dumb demon. 1 attorney left, because 2 of them withdrew. They're probably sick of this delay in stalling. And it's just a stupid tactic. But the Macron's attorney need to say, this is enough. Why does she keep pushing back the hearing? She's going to Spain. She went to Russia. She's going to Italy. She's out here getting on both knees in front of George. Like, all this nonsense that she's doing. Well, she could have came to court. Why is it taking this long? This is her motion. This hearing is on her motion. She's the movement in that motion. Same as this. This is their motion. They're seeking to dismiss it because she does not want the smoke. Candace does not want to exchange discovery because she knows that discovery is a 2-way street. And she has no idea what subpoena power is, and I'm not even going to go over that. So, being that it's the first request, and they're saying, oh, it's so long and lengthy, well, it's your client's fault for doing all these dumb videos where she has obsessed over Erica Kirk and Charlie Erica Kirk's 2 children and TPUSA for 9 months. No one told Candace to do that. She brought all of this upon herself. And we're waiting on Erica Kirk to drop her federal lawsuit upon Candace's head. We'll be here for that. So movers request that the instant motion be granted. And of course, there's a certificate of service. So let's go back. Bada bing. Let's go down. Is there a Pro Hawk VJ in here? Oh, man. Pro Hawk VJ. Oh, Brian Harpo's legal team just got sacked. So y'all see here, summons returned unexecuted by U.S. Marshals as to Mitchell Snow entered June 26, 26. You got to buy this document. That's why it's not highlighted. So they could not serve him. The U.S. Marshals could not serve Mitchell Snow. But yet and still, this little bum shows up in a live stream with 5-6 other people, and none of them asked him, where are you? And why aren't you accepting service from the U.S. Marshal? You do understand that there's going to be a default judgment entered against you. Because let's be honest about this. Brian Harpo probably could care less about Mitch Snow not being there. Default judgment issued and entered against him. Whatever. He wants Candace. And we all want her to be deposed. We all want Candace under oath. Oh, Candace. You dumb alien. We all want you to be placed under oath. Yes, we do. We want you to be put under oath, deposed, and I want you to get on that stand and lie like hell. You can find out what perjury is like and the penalty for such the hard way. Because you don't know how to tell the truth. Now we want you to test. I want you to get up there and testify and talk long for many, many hours. You know, because your little punk behind can do it on your show where it's pre-recorded and pre-scripted. So I want you to do the same thing, Candace, in court. Go to court. Tell your attorney, I'm taking the stand no matter what. And get deposed. And then I want you to repeat everything you said for 9 months. All of it. Including the dumb lies. Yes, I do. Because you have no idea what you're up against. And yet she wants Tyler Robinson's attorneys to contact her. Oh, okay. Candace, they know you lie like hell. You really think they would sit here and let you come in and actually mess it up for that? We don't care. We all want him to be found guilty. There's enough evidence for that to happen. And if he gets put to death, that is the penalty for what he's done. But you really think Tyler Robinson's attorney is going to reach out to a pathological liar named Candace Owens? Candace, you lie like hell. They don't have time for you going in talking about I believe, I feel, I think. They're going to be like, objection, objection, objection. Speculation. We don't care about that hearsay. We don't care. They're going to object on so many things, it's not even going to be funny. All you're going to do is go in there and waste time. And then for you to think you're going to do that and be so smug about it in front of Erica Kirk's face, now we're going to cuss you out for days to come. This heifer is out of her mind. This dumb alien has lost whatever brain she thought she had. Can't make this stop. Candace, that is a no. Tyler Robinson's attorneys did not go to law school, take on that case to put a pathological liar on the stand, and then think somehow the jury won't come back and find him. They might find him extra guilty. Guilty of murder and guilty for allowing that dumb idiot to get on the stand. He getting 2 death penalties. Just because y'all let Candace come in here and spit all that nonsense out. Didn't nobody want to hear that? We can watch your show. We want to hear you here and lie. Candace, all that stuff you've been saying for 9 months, all you're going to do is repeat it in court. And all of that will be objected to. You going to go ahead and ball. She go, oh, man. Candace, just because. Yeah, go ahead. So you can botch it. Just make this up. She thinks she's gonna help. Candace, you can't even pronounce the word accolades correctly. Or beret or bureau. You butcher words that have no more than 3 syllables. And you actually want that bad, horrible English grammar put on a court record? That you're going to give Tyler Robinson an appeal just because that record is going to be obliterated. They're going to be trying to figure out what was she saying in this. Was she saying a pregnant? She means pregnant. She's pregnant? She said a pregnant. Lord, I thought it was Prego. Like Prego, like the sauce. That court reporter is going to be mad. The court reporter is going to be like, hell no, get off the stand. I can't, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I have to object to this. Court reporter is going to object to Candace. I don't understand the words she's using. Her English is so jacked up. It's just awful. I have to keep trying to figure out why does she keep saying barrette? What barrette? What's the barrette? Acolyte? What does that mean? She thinks she has subpoena power. The court reporter is going to object to Candace. Because that poor court reporter is going to sit there and try to figure out, oh my God, I can't believe she's butchering the English language. And she has a degree in English and journalism. Candace, do you really? You dumb liar. She says she has 2 degrees, neither of which we've seen. And she just won't even show them. One of them is supposed to be in English. Not when you keep saying acolytes. Now that court reporter is like, I'm not doing this. Y'all gonna have to hire somebody else. I'm taking a break. Y'all, I'm going to the bathroom. We ain't doing this. Ooh, they don't get that dumb girl off the stand, they better. That's exactly how that's gonna go. Girl, bye, Felicia. Ain't got time for your bad English. Retarded. Retarded, as Ben Shapiro would say. Oh my God, y'all. All right, so let's get to this here. So I think we went over the motion on preserving, let's see, to preserve documents, cellular telephones, and other electronic devices. Yeah, we did go through that. Ooh, this was 14 pages. And then they had the memorandum of law attached to it. So you got the motion first, and then the memorandum of law. That's why. But they got it done in 14 pages. Why would Candace's attorney need 10 additional pages to file an answer again? You can't make this up. So they're basically asking the court to ensure that Candace and Mitch Snow preserve all their evidence in accordance with court rule, as well as the law. Typically, it's to be expected that you're going to do that, but they're saying, okay, Mitch Snow is hiding from the U.S. Marshals. Somehow he showed up in a live stream somewhere, but he won't accept service. And more than likely, he's not going to answer, and it's going to lead to a default judgment. It does not mean that they cannot use the discovery or any evidence regarding what Mitch Snow has said in this case. Just because he's not accepting service and not answering or participating in this does not mean that they cannot use any email exchanges, any responses, text messages that he sent to Candace in furtherance of this conspiracy to defame Brian Harper. Does that make sense? Hit the phone. Plus, he got in a whole video and chose to go on her platform and say all that he said. So you all see here, this is a footnote here. Defendant Snow publicly stated he gave everything to Candace Owens. He Exhibit A. He further publicly stated that the phones, plural, are locked up in safety deposits. See Exhibit B. Whatever everything means and whatever phones he is talking about need to be completely and immediately preserved. They're saying he made it seem as if first he said he got vetted by Sloppy Joe Kent. Y'all remember that? He said in a separate video, Sloppy Joe Kent vetted him. I would not be shocked if they had Sloppy Joe Kent subpoena just to testify to what this vetting looks like and why would he need to be vetted to go on some random blogger show. Because Candace is not an independent journalist. She's not even smart. So who needs to be vetted to go on her show? And why would someone that worked with the federal government, because, you know, it's the hypocrisy for me. Someone who worked with the federal government, Sloppy Joe Kent, correct me if I'm wrong, worked with both the CIA. No, he was the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Someone holding that type of position that required a security clearance had to vet Mitch Snow to go on Candace's show. Why? Why would he care who goes on some random podcaster show? She's a blogger. She's a gossip blogger. Hey, Colleen. Hey, Nikki for Freedom. I see y'all up in here. What's going on, Ashley? Thank you so much, Susie Q. So, think about this. He stated Sloppy Joe Kent vetted him just so he can go on Candace's show. The National Counterterrorism Center's director has no business vetting any regular civilian. Thank you so much, Nikki, for Freedom. I appreciate it, girl. No business trying to vet a regular civilian to go on some podcast show. That's so highly inappropriate, it's not even funny. And he did this while he was serving in his position. Keep that in mind. Sloppy Joe Kent, according to Mitch Snow, Sloppy Joe Kent vetted Mitch Snow while Sloppy Joe Kent was serving as director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Why? It doesn't make sense. And that's like Kosh Patel betting me to go on Gary's show. Why would he need to do that? Why would he need to do that? Why would Kosh Patel, the FBI director, need to vet me before I go on Gary's show with Paramount Tactics? It's so crazy that, you know, yes, Nikki for Freedom. Tell him to email me. We can make that happen. Shout out to him. And it's so crazy for Mitch Snow to say that. He admitted that. Joe ain't no Clark Kent. He sure ain't. But he somehow, Sloppy Joe Kent, vetted Mitch Snow just to go over there and lie along with Candace on Candace's pre-scripted, pre-recorded show. So Sloppy Joe Kent knew in advance that Mitch Snow was going on Candace's show. Does that make sense? That speaks to intent. That wasn't some fly-by-night. Oh, he just called me out of nowhere. Here's the call log. Here's the text. I had no idea this was happening. No, this was premeditated. This was pre-planned for the director of the National Counterterrorism Center to vet someone to go on Candace's show to lie about seeing any person on a U.S. military base. That is absolutely beyond the scope of his job. And he wonders why he's under FBI investigation. Now Sloppy Joe Kent, who threw a tantrum and quit, is under FBI investigation. And people are like, well, what? Why does he think he released sensitive, confidential information? What do you mean? Why would he vet anyone to go on Candace's show? And this is according to Mitch Snow. So either Mitch Snow is lying on Sloppy Joe Kent, Well, Sloppy Joe Kent is going to have to say that he lied about betting somebody. Because what good would it do for Mitch Snow to even say that? Unless Mitch Snow is really that retarded. He knows that there's a penalty incurred for saying someone like Sloppy Joe Kent, who held that high position that required a security clearance, vetted him so he can go over there and talk to Candace and gossip with Candace and lie like hell. And Mitch Snow has not denied that. I haven't seen it. Has anyone seen a denial from Mitch Snow? From Sloppy Joe Kent? Sloppy Joe Kent has not denied what Mitch Snow stated about being vetted. So if you all see any pushback or denial from Sloppy Joe Kent, let me know. Because I haven't seen it. I have not seen or heard Sloppy Joe Kent come out and vehemently say, I did not bet Mitchell Snow to go on Candace Owens' show for any reason whatsoever. Here's the video he said where he claimed that I betted him. He lied like hell. I didn't do that. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. So imagine now Brian Harpool saying, okay, cool. So you claim that Sloppy Joe Kent betted you so you can go on Candace's show? What did Sloppy Joe Kent discuss with you? How involved is he in this matter? Y'all see where I'm going with this? If the FBI director, Kash Patel, serving as the FBI director, is somehow associated with having, if I come out and say he betted me to go on Gary's show, because that's not something people say normally. Like reasonable, normal, same-minded, normal thinking people don't just say stuff like that, right? You don't say stuff like that because that's something that you would have to prove at some point. Somebody's gonna call you and say you said Joe Kent betted you to go on Candace's show for what? When she do that? What's the date and time? What else y'all talk about? Yeah, because we ain't playing that with him. He under FBI investigation. We think he leaking out secrets. At some point, that's gonna come back and bite him in the butt, and he's gonna have to actually explain it. That's just a dumb lie to tell, and it's not a normal thing people think to come up with. Yeah, I got vetted to come over here. What do you mean you got vetted? Why would anyone bet you outside of Candace and her dumb team of morons that can't read and George Farmer and maybe Milo? Andrew Tate. Anything beyond it. Why would anyone beyond Candace's team vet you to go on her show? Why would the director of national counterterrorism vet you to go on her show? For what? She could have just showed us his DD-214. If you want to prove he was in the military, she could have showed us some surveillance camera footage to prove that he was there and shown us any video or photo to prove that he saw Brian Harpool or Erica Kirk on a military base. They couldn't even give us the full incident report of him being kicked off. They should have whooped his ass. Of him being kicked off the military base. And yet he said Sloppy Joe Kent vetted him. Now that speaks volumes about the credibility of Sloppy Joe Kent. He has none. Because somehow you deemed this person worthy enough to go on Candace's show like anybody gives a damn about how she feels either. But Candace does not represent the Center for National Counterterrorism. So why is the damn director putting his nose over here on a podcast show, vetting anybody that goes on her show? Why are you doing that? That would be the same thing people would ask if I were to say Kash Patel vetted me before I went on Gary's show. They'd be like, why? Why are you being vetted by the FBI to go over there on Paramount Top? Like, y'all see how crazy that is? But Mitch Snow said that. So now, Brian Harpool's attorneys, and I'm sure they're listening, I could subpoena his ass. Because now, Joe Kent, Sloppy Joe Kent, guess what? He's a regular civilian. Oh, Sloppy Joe Kent, you dumb. He's a regular civilian. His security clearance does not cover him. And you can imagine the field day the FBI are going to have interrogating Sloppy Joe Kent to say, now you're over here vetting people. You have random people saying you vetted them. Is that part of your job to vet someone to go on Candace's show? What did you discuss with him? What exactly did you tell him? What did you two talk about? How was this vetting done? Did you utilize government resources to vet this idiot? And if you vetted him, you can tell he was lying. So you vetted him, meaning you put yourself in a hot seat for this idiot, put your credibility on the line. And he still went on her show and lied about seeing two people at some high-profile meeting on a military base, on a United States Army base, where he said intelligence officers were at this meeting. And you vetted that person, according to Mitch Snow, and you have not debunked it. You have not disputed that. You haven't came out and said, I did not, at any given time, vet Mitchell Snow to do a thing. I don't know who that clown is, and I've only seen him on Candace's show. He can kick rocks and leave my name out his mouth. Why you won't say that, Sloppy Joe Kent? So imagine Brian Harpo issuing a subpoena for him to come in and testify to this so-called vetting, knowing that he was going to go on Candace's show. Follow me now. And lie about seeing Brian Harpo on a U.S. Army base. Because you knew that's exactly what they were going to discuss. Because as Mitchell Snow said, Candace trusts Sloppy Joe Kent. She trusts him. Child. Oh, to be a fly on the wall over there, Fort Huachuca, yas! Yas! Oh, hit the four of y'all wanted to be a fly on the wall over there at Fort Huachuca. I would just love to see how they kick Mitch Snow off of their military base. Get your ass out of here. What you doing? Get out that gate. Y'all see this idiot? Can we get code 9? Get your behind out that gate. What's in that bag? Hey, put the bag down, man. Put the bag down, sir. Sir, put the bag down. Drop it. No. I had to talk to him like he's 2 years old. That's a no. No. What's your name? How did you get here? Where your car at? Now we finna tow that. We towing your vehicle. Keep on. He running from us, y'all. Look at this. Look at this sloppy Mitch Snow running. Oh, I'm having a good time with this one today. Yes, I am. Y'all hit that like button. We ain't playing. Child, imagine that. Sir. There's no point in running. We're going to tase you, okay? We're going to tase you. Then don't make us have to pepper spray. We will pepper spray you. It's going to burn. Y'all get 3 of them troops out there at the barracks. They having child time. Now tell them to come out here. We need their help. Yeah, tackle this clown. Look at him trying to climb the fence. His pants falling down on his lumberjack butt. Look at him climbing that fence like an idiot. All right, you're not gonna get far. We're gonna beat your ass when we catch up with you. We're making us have to chase you. y'all listen. I watched enough police body cam videos. Do not have the police have to chase you. That is the worst thing ever. Y'all, they tired as hell, huffing and puffing, and they get mad. Oh, they be so mad. I can't believe you sent me on a chase. You were only going to get a speeding ticket. Lord have mercy. All right, let's get on. So, as you all can see, this is the memorandum of law. For those who like to read, go ahead and read it. They asked it for immediate preservation. They want everything to be, at the very least, provided to them so that they can have that as a part of discovery. Discovery is basically evidence you exchange with the opposing party that is relevant to the case. Y'all see even here? Just the language they're using. Preserve all relevant devices. They're saying, look, phone, tablet, laptop, whatever you utilize when you did this show with Candace, the dumb dumb alien. Dumb dumb who was dumb dumb. After you were vetted by Sloppy Joe Kent. Because reasons. Yeah, no, we're gonna need that. We want emails, we want text, we already got the video. Any other calls, recorded calls, or anything? Candace, did you record your calls with Mitch? No. I hope you did. If not, you're an idiot. Because then it's gonna be your word versus his. You might turn around. Y'all, wouldn't it be funny if Mitch Snow turned around and sued Candace? I'm suing her because she caused me to get a lawsuit. I went on her show and lied like hell. And she raised all this money in this Save Go Now. And now I'm suing her because she knew damn well I could not afford an attorney. Now I've been hit with a federal lawsuit. The audacity. Sloppy Joe Kit didn't tell me that. Oh, Lord. Candace, I hope he doesn't. Just for the entertainment of it all. So all relevant evidence, devices, they want it. And, you know, at the end of the day, Candace is definitely going to have to give up whatever she has. So moving on down. Let's see here. There's a notice of appearance on behalf of Candace. So she got another Daniel Horowitz on July 2nd. That was last week. Order filed an unopposed motion for leave to file a response to the complaint that does not exceed 35 pages. And this is from the motion, which is docket number 21. So when you all see that, they're just referencing the docket number. If you look on the side over here, this is how you can follow along. Y'all see that? So referring to just docket number 21, as opposed to naming the actual motion, it's easier to just cite the docket number. That makes sense. Hit the phone. The motion is granted. This is the order from the judge. All right. So motion was granted for them to be able to take another 30 damn days to file 10 more pages for an answer. For them to say, please dismiss this because she's going to lose millions of dollars. Plaintiff has filed a motion for an order requiring defendants to preserve their documents, cellular, telephones, and other electronic devices pending this litigation. And of course, they reference docket number 24. That motion at docket number 24 is denied. Signed by the magistrate judge Luke A. Evans on July 6th, 3 days ago. What was that denied for? I don't know. I would have to buy the main document, order on motion for leave, and order on motion for miscellaneous relief. I would have to buy. I have paid you all. I would have to purchase it. I guess I have to do that, and then that way I can show you all tomorrow. So, Maz, email me and remind me to get the orders from Pacer. Just remind me on that, and that way I can, when we're done, I can go ahead and just get these documents that are this notice of appearance. Whoever Daniel Horowitz is, yeah, he's choosing to represent Candace. Look at that. But I definitely want to get this order on motion for miscellaneous relief because I want to know why they denied that. Unless it is being deemed as redundant, seeing that you do have court rule and the law regarding preservation of evidence. I just want to know what the judge had to say as their response. Then you have Tennessee State Bar status verified for Daniel A. Horowitz. So that's that. Order of recusal. Y'all, this was docketed on July 6th or July 8th. There's an order of recusal. And it's short. Brian Harpool v. Candace Owens et al. Order. All district As all district judges and magistrate judges of the Middle District of Tennessee have recused in this matter, a district judge from outside the district will be designated by the Circuit Court of Appeals. So the Circuit Court is going to assign the case to another district judge outside the district. The district will be based on where Candace resides. And since you can't have the same level court reassigning cases, it's like their boss has to do it. Their boss being that Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. Does that make sense? So their boss is saying, okay, you all have recused yourselves probably because they don't want to be involved in this. And they might know who either the plaintiff or defendant is, has some dealings or whatever, right? They're like, to ensure that we have some neutral, hearing and a level of impartiality, and to eliminate the impropriety of bias, we'll just recuse ourselves. This needs to go to a different district as well. It could be because Candace is an idiot, but also a public figure. So, imagine all the people trying to go and get information, quite possibly put the judge in danger of being harassed. Her candy ass cult members are stupid. There could be a myriad of reasons. They did not outline. When the designation is made, the case will be reassigned. So more than likely, you'll go to a district that borders the Middle District of Tennessee. So whatever borders that, because now you're talking about this going to a totally different court where it cannot be too far out the way. Most likely, it goes to the neighboring district. Does that make sense? Now, unless there are some rules or laws in the state of Tennessee, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're an attorney, let me know. Or you came across some information, let me know. But typically, that is how the reassignment and establishing jurisdiction goes. Is based on where the plaintiff or defendant lives, or their LLC's businesses, if it's a corporate entity, where that's registered at, which is why they have jurisdiction in Delaware. But since they are saying that this occurred, all of this occurred with Candace being in Tennessee, and we have Miss Snow, this is the jurisdiction. Since all the judges recused, it's probably going to go to the neighboring district. I'm just like, if Candace knows who this William C. Campbell, Chief United States District Judge. Now you all see who signed this order. This is the chief judge for this district. Does that make sense? So for the Middle District Court, of all the district judges, this judge is the chief. He's the boss. Y'all get that? Why did they do this? Like I said, myriad of reasons. I wouldn't, this is not a bad thing. I'm just going to say that. It's not a bad thing. It'll be reassigned to a different judge in a different district. And that way you can hope to have a very neutral, impartial jury, because there is a jury demand here. Have a neutral, impartial judge, preferably that does not have any dealings with either party, especially Candace, because this is in Tennessee, or George's dumbass or whatever. Maybe there's because George's DUI. Who knows? It can be a myriad of reasons. I would have to see it, and then we'll have to kind of outline why. And there's nothing here. It's just this is it. Just this one sheet. Sometimes when you want the court to expand on things, they don't. There's reasons. So this came out of nowhere. I don't even see a motion for that. I don't even see a motion for a recusal. It didn't even cite a, a docket number in this. So why did this happen again? I mean, like this just kind of came out of nowhere. Has anyone read anything that gives further details on this? All the judges said no. No, me not wanna. All judges recused themselves. I'm just typing this up right quick. Brian Harper lawsuit. This is so crazy. Every judge, this is so crazy. I'm trying to see who has covered this. Anyone know who the patriotic housewife is? She did a YouTube video on it. Y'all let me know if anyone knows. Hold on. Let me see what's over in the comments. No reply, you here? Where's no reply? Or Mindy? Y'all have any information? Francisca? Anybody know more about why this happened? This is so crazy. And even it's being reported as mysterious. Like what? That her statements damaged his reputation, blah blah blah. All the district and magistrate judges said nope. Oh, this is priceless. Oh, this is priceless. Anyone know who patriotic housewife is? Like I'm not in the mood to listen to a Candace. I don't know who she is, but I know, right? Laura Loon. Y'all, what if it does have something to do with Georgia's DUI? Georgia, you out here threatening these judges? If any of you take on my wife's case, no, none of that. Nothing. No. Zilch. Zilch. I will sick Andrew Tate on you. George, you out here threatening these judges, you punk ass. But they wouldn't fly to Arizona to face TPUSA in person. Because George said no. He said no, we have plans. We got his birthday is coming up. I ordered a cake. Ice cream's gonna melt. I got 5 kids, or 4.5. This foreign baby in me, I didn't even know was in there. I'm a pregnant. I can't do it. Now, yeah, nice. You are finding every way possible to avoid court. And you want people to sue you so you can keep dodging. You might as well, Candace, why not just have a default judgment entered against you? Why did you waive service? Why waive service? Waiving service is saying, okay, you don't even have to serve me. I'm going to participate. That's what that Tennessee Public Participation Act is. I'm going to participate in the proceedings and I'm going to get representation and I'm going to defend myself and blah, blah, blah. Why? And you have all the judges recusing themselves. You have like 5 birthdays. Hey, see, Susie, Sifa, I see you up in here. I'm a pregnant. So all the judges got to recuse because Candace is a pregnant. Can't make this up. This is so crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy. If no one's heard of patriotic housewife, she covered this. I don't know if she's an attorney. Lady, who are you? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, God. I'd rather hear an attorney break down on this, personally. She's on YouTube. Is I'm not in the mood for no candy ass. Is she at the least At the very least, neutral. You know? Oh man, hey cheap lady. What's going on? Did Cole lost her last lawyer? No, not yet. All the judges in the Brian Harpool case, all the district and magistrate judges for the middle district of Tennessee have recused themselves. So the case is being reassigned to a different district judge in a different district. More than likely one that's just neighboring the original district. Otherwise, it's like, okay, why not put it in a whole new state? I mean, this is so ridiculous. I just want to hear what she has to say about this, because I'm trying to understand this. If I hear something weird, I'm clicking off. I ain't lying.
Housewife. Well, I've been covering the Tyler Robinson trial.
Uh-oh. What's going on with your
in between taking a break from watching it, I went to check X just to see like if there's any
Okay, hold on.
Updates that I'm missing as I continue to watch, and I've been checking Brian.
What's going on? No, Lord. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what happened.
I don't blame you. It's been a very boring until Lance Twiggs, video testimony and a few other things. And very just dry in general. But anyways, I decided to check X and I came across the best news and the craziest news. And I wonder what Turning Point's going to have to say about this.
Best news? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. How is the best news? You know what? The thing is, if nothing else, it will hopefully ensure that there is a fair trial. It's still a jury trial. There's a jury demand. So the judge will be irrelevant. That's why I just want to know why they all recuse themselves. Like maybe George Farmer is threatening everybody out there. Candace is a pregnant. She's having my baby. All of you have to recuse yourselves, or I'll have her break water in your courtroom. She's going to leave her yeast infection stains on your bench. All of them recused, like out of nowhere. So at the very least, on the flip side, you can only just hope that this increases the chance of Brian Harpool having a fair trial, with a well-versed, smart, neutral judge, and get a fantastic jury, because it's a jury demand that will give some sort of ruling based on the finding of fact, law, and evidence, and nothing more. So if this turns out to be the best thing ever, and he still wins, then what? Candace is gonna be mad. Oh God. All right, y'all. Because what I don't have time for is the nonsense. So Milk Bar TV put out a series of new videos. Twig and Berries said something about Tyler Robinson. And I want to
The conspiracy theory is that Tyler Robinson.
Hold on, y'all. Let me slow this down. I appreciate you all tuning in. Hit that like button if you have not. If you have not subscribed to the Lady Luck Club, make sure you are subscribed. Also to my second channel, Lady Luck Club with Sweet Tea. And of course, I am streaming now to X because I bought that BS subscription. Y'all, it's like $20 a month for only 2 months. Lord knows what it's more than YouTube. My YouTube subscription I don't even think it's more than 15. X is at a discount of $20 a month. Elon Musk is greedy as hell. His rich ass. He can't make this up. All right, y'all. I just want to make sure you guys can see. If you can see in here, hit the 4 for me. Let's get to it.
The conspiracy theory is that Tyler Robinson, who did not attend UVU, had never been on UVU campus, packed up his car that day jumped onto a rooftop, figured out how to like jump around like Spider-Man, and just knew exactly where Charlie Kirk would be seated. No, it's the lone shooter who had never been on campus, who climbed the roofs like Spider-Man. The piss poor narrative that you came up with that had kids who had never been to campuses scaling the rooftops like Spider-Man. Tyler Robinson scaling the rooftops like Spider-Man. Never been to the campus, but he somehow knew how to scale the buildings, running around like Spider-Man.
This is an image.
Who told her that he's never been on the campus? Candace, is that what he told you? I'm just asking questions. Was it before or after you paid him, Candace? How much did you pay him again? I don't understand why Candace is having a hard time giving me my $7,000. Where's my check? Got school clothes to buy. Oh my God, the buffoonery that comes out of her mouth. You gonna eat these words, Candace? You gonna eat these words? See, all these words shall be used against you in a court of law. Why would I want Candace to stop talking? She think people, no. I personally don't want her silenced. I want her sued. Lord knows she's giving enough evidence in every video, every time she puts up a post. Anytime she opens her mouth and feel that the somehow entirety of the internet needs to know what the hell she's saying and thinking for the day. She is lying and also providing evidence. Candace, why would we want you to stop doing it? Oh, girl. I don't even know if the statute of limitations will ever end at this rate. I forgot to say that on Gary's show. He mentioned the statute of limitations. Well, see, here's the thing. Just like with the Macron lawsuit, when she doubled down after getting the Macron lawsuit, what was the first thing they did? The Macrons. What did they do? 5 points if you can get it right. When Candace got served the lawsuit from the Macrons and she doubled down, what did they do in return? Let me know in the chat. What did the Macrons do after she doubled down? Mindy got the 5 points. They filed an amended complaint. So keep this in mind. At this point, the Macrons and Brian Hartwell is like, every time you talk, we can just add on to this. Your attorneys still have yet to tell you, shut up, Candace. Because they're already asking the court for extensions to add 10 more pages to essentially a motion to dismiss, motion to strike, because they feel that there is no claim that has been stated, even though there are sufficient claims stated. They outlined exactly how she violated federal laws and how they are entitled, Brian Hartwell is entitled to damages. You're not going to have a lawsuit like that so meticulously well done and prepared, only for the defense to come back and say flat out, Brian Hartwell is up to 7 attorneys, that all of these attorneys failed to state a claim in this lawsuit. And then when she gets served the lawsuit, just like she did with the Macrons, what did Candace do? She doubled down. This is her pattern. And every single time his name comes out of her mouth, it's just another addition to this. So it's hard to determine the start of this timely filing statute, like as far as what was the first official day the courts would count as being day one in order to determine if the timely filing would even run out. It's hard to determine that because she continues to double down every day. She says something or posts something that does nothing but add evidence to Brian Hartwell's lawsuit. And it's certainly going to have Erica Kirk and TPUSA's lawsuit stacked. They've sent this girl at least 2 or 3 cease and desist. And what they outline and lay out in those cease and desist is going to be part of the foundation for a lawsuit complaint. So how do you know where to begin when she started this onslaught of conspiratorial BS and defamation, conspiracy with intent to defame? You know, what would be the first official date? I mean, one would ask, would it be the day she had Mitch Snow come out? Who knows? Because that's who they're suing as well. He's the co-defendant. So at the very least, you have to go back to when she had Mitch Snow on, because that video, as well as Mitch Snow being named as a co-defendant, is crucial to the foundation of that case, and it helps to show the intent, the conspiracy to defame, because they planned all of that out. They planned out what they were going to say. Candace and Mitch Snow had communicated prior to this pre-recorded, pre-scripted show. It was not just a live, like what I'm doing right now is live streaming. She pre-recorded and pre-scripts her shows, and then she premieres it. I try my best to even tell you all when you're watching like a pre-recorded. Right now we're live. All of this is off the top. Candace has the inability to do that because she can barely speak English. I'm pregnant not. But the time, as far as the timeliness filing, at the very least starts to the day that he came on her show. Here's another reason why preservation of evidence is relevant, because now they can get that communication and show the first day they actually even communicated with each other. There lies the start of the conspiracy. Does that make sense? Hit the four. You got to have a starting point with this when you're talking about a conspiracy where they intentionally and knowingly, willfully, wantonly decided they are going to defame Brian Harple and Erica Kirk. So naturally, it would be reasonable to say, at the very least, the first date is the date they first communicated with each other. Not necessarily him reaching out to her, as she claims, but when she responded back and they had an exchange of communication. Does that make sense? That was last year. Wasn't that last year when Mitch Snow came on? Anyone know the day of that show? What was the date that video was released? Was it November last year? Hey, Wyoming Gal, how you doing, honey? Good to see you. Mira K, I see you up in here, Sal's. Shout out to you, Jim. Thank you so much. Anyone remember the day he came on, Mitch Snow went on Candace show? Y'all hit that like button. At least tell me the month. I don't want to stop the video. One of y'all please confirm the month that Mitch Snow went over to Candace, because that would be the start of this, you know, as far as the clock running out. But this is why I say Erica Kirk needs to go ahead and file, because she can always do an amended complaint. Because Candace will not stop obsessing over this woman. If anything, once Erica Kirk files her federal lawsuit against Candace, you can rest assured Candace will double down. And then they can do an amended complaint and add on new allegations from there. But filing the initial complaint is crucial so that you do not run out of time. Because if you're going to argue conspiracy and name Mitch Snow as a co-defendant, then you have to go back to the date he was on Candace's show. Does that make sense? You need to be sued into oblivion. I'm with you. Jacqueline, thank you so much. December. Well, let's just say it was December. That's, you know, a whole year would be December of this year. December last year, January of this year, you know, theoretically, it's only been, what, a good 6-7 months. If they have 12 months to file, she will still have until November, December, the earliest. So everything that Candace is doing and saying between the first day Mitch Snow was on her show until, let's say, December 1st of this year, all of that can be included in the lawsuit. Because you're at least going back to the first time they had interaction. So I cannot wait. Rock says 18th and 19th. Yeah. So they theoretically, Erica Kirk and TPUSA, whomever else are going to sue her, as far as this timely filing limit, would have at least 12 months. So they have up until December of 2026. Now, has she said derogatory things before that? Hell yeah. But if you just want to give a reasonable start date, it would definitely be the day Mitch Snow went on Candace's show. And if that's mid-December, then she has time. I just hope that she follows through on it, because otherwise, this is putting a huge target on Erica Kirk's back. This girl is getting death threats. You have a whole report being put out about the danger of Candace and her stupid rhetoric. And I've been saying for 7 months, Erica Kirk needs to get a protection order, a restraining order against Candace, or even an injunction for harassment, at the very least. That way, when she does sue, she can say, look, Your Honor, I had to go to court and seek a protection order because this dumbass girl put a target on my back. I received more death threats. Her cult members were mad because I canceled an event with the vice president at UGA. They were mad about that. But then he turned around and said, I need to go home and be with my kids. Make it make sense. So when I go home to be with my kids, they're not happy. When I decide to go back out again into the public, knowing that this security threat has not gone away, it is not diminished. And Candace is lighting the flaming the fuse. He's lit the building on fire. And she's running around, dancing around it, happy as hell with her evil ass. Now that led me to have to get a protection or restraining order. That makes her case even stronger. To say this woman not only defamed me, but she did it with malicious intent. She conspired to do it. And even when we told her to stop, using her own words, only George the Dum-Dum, Boys Club, and Erica Kirk can get me to stop. And then Erica Kirk can go to court and say, when we told her to stop, she said, no, here's the video, Exhibit A. Like, so once I realized she was not going to stop, now I have to get a protection or restraining order against her to protect me and my kids. This helper admitted to stalking, having sources and direct contacts living in Erica Kirk's residential building. And the death threats are endless. She has put my life in danger. That is the epitome of mental and emotional distress, especially when you can tangibly show proof of all these death threats that are being inspired by Candace. A whole report. What was this report called? The NCRI report. We're going to go over that on Saturday with Natalie Jean Wiesner. Excited about that. Amongst other things. And I do want to touch on that. Because I've been saying this whole time, Candace Owens wants Erica Kirk dead. I literally have a video with the title of that video being just that. Candace Owens wants Erica Kirk dead. And people thought I was crazy the first time I said this. I don't care what the candy asses think. You can kiss my ass. But I've had people that were like, that might be taking it a stretch. No, it's not. It's being realistic. I bless God for foresight. Certain things, if you just let the Holy Spirit give you the spirit of discernment, you can see this stuff coming a mile away. I called it when it came down to Candace going after Erica Kirk. I said, she's going to get to a point where she's going to go after Erica Kirk. I feel it in my bones because she's going to run out of content. And look what happened. I've been saying since 7 months, Erica Kirk need to get a protection or restraining order. Preferably a protection order. I would not put it past Candace to physically attack this woman. I would not. And then she turns around, Candace turns around and admits to stalking Erica Kirk. And that's a class 3, class 5 felony in the state of Arizona. Now imagine her having that protection restraining order and dropping a federal lawsuit on Candace. You're talking about making her case significantly stronger. Very powerful lawsuit you're talking about. And all the evidence to show this help will put my life in danger. And when you go back out to the public, Erica Kirk has now have to encounter a shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Well, what did the candy asses do? They laughed at it. They mocked her for being in fear of her life with an active, open shooter at the hotel. Bless God that no one was shot and no one lost their life. And yet they dragged Erica Kirk because she just wanted to go home. You got to be realistic here. Logic cannot be devoid in the court of law. Anybody will say that. You had to cancel an event with the vice president because of safety and security concerns. These idiots get mad. Candy ass is getting mad about it because, you know, what if Candace was planning to do something to her? What if that were the case? What if Candace, this whole time, because I've been asking how much she paid Tyler Robinson, has been targeting both Charlie and Erica Kirk? Then you had these kids left without parents. For what? All because Candace is being vindictive. She's a scorned woman. She couldn't get what she wanted out of Charlie Kirk. And he couldn't stand her ass right back. So all this angst and hatred and vile, evil nonsense she's been bottling up and holding on to, all of a sudden, you know, you go after his wife after he is assassinated and he's not here to defend himself or his wife. Candace didn't say anything about Erica Kirk before Charlie Kirk died because she's a coward who can't speak English. A coward. Even Erica Kirk can definitely utilize that 4.5 hour conversation to her advantage. Now, we went out there. We wanted to make sure we covered our bases with being able to prove malice intent. She's a public figure. We wanted to make sure we dotted our I's and crossed the T's. But I'm really hoping and praying she does not. Well, you know, I prayed about it and I'm not in the mood. She's gonna have to do this. Otherwise, you're giving her free range. You're giving Candace free range to keep doing this crap. And the next person she targets and goes after might not be strong enough mentally or emotionally to handle it. I think Erica has showed a lot of grace and a lot of strength in all of this. But the next person after Erica Kirk cannot handle it. And they actually do something to themselves or someone else. Sometimes we take action to prevent it from happening to the next person, to prevent more victims being traumatized, being attacked, being doxxed, because that's a cybercrime. People need to actually report these idiots out here doxing people to the FBI. That is a cybercrime. Report their asses to the FBI. And then let the FBI go from there. You have credible evidence. Once they get your complaint, and if it gets approved to move forward with an investigation, especially if you have several complaints coming in for the same people, they will investigate it. It just would be overwhelming and it'd be too hard to look away. Report them to the FBI. You don't owe them anything because they didn't care when they doxed you. They didn't care that you got put into, danger, because now you got these crazy ass Candace cult members knowing where you live, all because you're calling their cult leader a demonic alien who lies like hell. How does that change the situation of what happened to Charlie Kirk? He was assassinated because Tyler Robinson didn't like what he was saying. So what? And yet the candy asses follow in the footsteps of Tyler Robinson. Yeah, we're going to come after you because you don't agree with our cult leader. We don't have to be in your dumbass cult. First of all, we read here in the Lady Luck Club. Candace is not. Secondly, we have the right to have our own opinion. We have freedom of speech and expression. Independent journalists like myself have freedom of the press. No one owes Candace or her dumbass cult members a damn thing, not even a response. And I've always said if Erica Kirk responds, she needs to respond through the court, through an attorney. Period. She should have went to Tennessee trying to somehow get Candace to read something with an attorney. That way you let Candace Owens know I'm not for play, girl. Because I didn't have to come out here. But if I come out here because Megyn Kelly is a punk ass and thinks that she facilitated all of that. Megyn Kelly wants credit for that. There you go. You got it. So Megyn Kelly's dumbass facilitated that exchange only for Erica Kirk to be subjected to more ridicule and attacks. So Megyn Kelly can kick rocks as well. This is why we have the court of law. File FBI complaint. You're going to sue Candace, sue her into oblivion, but do it. And I truly hope Erica Kirk gets it in and gets it done before December. That way, she can, because who knows how long the murder trial is going to take. They haven't even entered a plea yet. So don't rely on the murder trial coming to an end first. Get it done so that you can have the statute regarding limitations not be a problem. That's I had to get all that out. But it's just like I don't want to see anything happen to anyone else because Candace is an idiot. But there are measures in place, and there's a way to kind of safeguard yourself, especially if you know Candace is quite capable of doxing people. She does not care. And her cult members don't either. And yet she gets mad when someone puts up a photo of anybody on her team. Or says, I hope your daughter does not end up like you. That's what she gets mad about. The audacity. But that's how cult members are. That's how cult leaders are. They're narcissists. So we can all pray and ask God to protect Erica Kirk. And I do that. Especially those babies. Because they don't know what's going on. The youngest one is still a toddler. But faith without works is dead. You have to take action. Faith without works, avert, take action, is dead. And dead faith is not the way to go. All right, hit the floor if you understand. Amen. I wanted to just kind of get that out a little bit because I do want the best for Erica Kirk. I want her to be safe and protected. I want her to get justice. But don't try to appease Candace. Don't give her the benefit of the doubt. Or her cult members. You don't owe them anything. All these weirdos out here on X, all her cohorts saying all this dumb shit, they would never say that in the court of law. They will never stand before a judge and repeat all that BS in the court of law. They'll be the main ones throwing tantrums if you sue them. I can't believe y'all sent me a lawsuit. I can't believe you think that you were not supposed to be held accountable for what you said. Candace doesn't care about our rule of law. She thinks she supersedes the rule of law. She does not. That's giving her way too much credit, and she's not deserving of it. So if she hasn't earned any credibility, don't give her credit. Don't put anything past her. Safeguard yourself against her and her dumb cult members and her cohorts that are over here on X saying all this crap, parroting her talking points. Hold them accountable. They come out sideways and try to dox you, file an FBI complaint. Put their ass on paper. Does that make sense? All right, we're moving on. Shout out to Milk Bar TV.
Looking across the parking lot to the Losi building, and Mr. Robinson is appearing on the exterior staircase, which gives access to the Losi building roof and the area where the railing was. Another individual is now seen running across the rooftop of the Losi building, crouching down and then crawling to the corner of the building. Just until the reported shot was fired, individual then stands up and then moves across the building to the north.
Oh,
You see Mr. Robinson now?
I do, yes. He's just arriving at the corner of the building. And Mr. Robinson lowering and jumping off of the roof of the Losi building onto the grass area. And then moving away towards Campus Drive. And he appears to be carrying some kind of an object in his hand at this time.
The piss poor narrative that you came up with, scaling the rooftops like Spider-Man, climbed the roofs like Spider-Man, running around like Spider-Man.
I love you so much.
I love you. Marriage is the most awesome thing ever,
Aww.
everybody. It's amazing.
I'm grateful for you.
I love you.
I love you too, babe.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband.
We recognize there is something deeply wrong and evil about Erica Kirk. Something is not right with Erica Kirk. It is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Erica has psychopathic tendencies. Straight to jail, straight to jail.
This part right here. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Candace. When Erica Kirk does sue you, Erica Kirk, let it be a federal lawsuit of that. Go all the way there. Go, Erica. Full blown. I don't know who Max is. Go, Erica. When you go to court, Candace, that judge is gonna say, now, why are you calling for innocent citizens in the United States of America to go straight to jail, You know, because Candace is the female version of Umar the Oompa Loompa Johnson. So why are you repeating it? Unless you're doubling down. You can't say you accidentally. Nope. The jury is going to see just this, Candace. Straight to jail, straight to jail. There is no underlying meaning, none of that shit. Nope. You called for an innocent United States citizen, unlike your dumb gay and fake husband, George Farmer, to be jailed. But yet you wanted to downplay George's DUI. You dumb demon. You don't care about dumbing down a DUI plus 3 charges George Farmer caught 2 or 3 years ago. What was it? 3 years ago, 2023? About a good 3 years ago. You want to dumb it down? Oh, it's just a fender bender. We also paid off our insurance claim. You're a multimillionaire. I hope you did. This idiot can crash a $150,000 truck into the earth. You better be able to afford to pay off that insurance at $7,000 some dollars. Almost $7,000. That's pocket change for them. And yet you don't want him in jail for actually getting charged. 3 charges, one of them involving a weapon. And somehow we can't find the court documents on those charges. But you want Erica Kirk to go straight to jail? Candace, hopefully something happens where you go straight to jail and you can take George Farmer's dumb ass with you. His little punk butt is not doing anything to stop Candace. And even if he does say, can you stop? Go make me a sandwich. She's going to say, no. Yet, Candy asses want you to believe somehow George Farmer is the head of that house. Oh, a punk trying to lead a whole family of one of them being an alien. You can't make this up.
We're questioning at least Erica. What do you think about Erica Kirk?
I don't want to say anything that's controversial. She did it, but I don't want
And we're going to make sure that we honor my husband so well that this whole world knows what his vision was and will be. And it's just, I feel so blessed and honored.
And if his wife was indeed just a widow, she would have behaved like a normal human being, like a real widow who could have.
Candace, you cannot define how any widow should act or behave. You are an alien. Your words, not mine. We are all going with that. So we're going to call you a demonic alien. You don't even belong in this realm. You're trapped somewhere mentally in an alternate reality. Can you please take your body with you to this alternate reality? We will not care if you return. Go back to your home planet. Leave us alone. Humanity is just exhausted with you. And the dumb Candy ass is talking about black on black crime because I'm black and she black and I'm black. Candace is a demon. Why are we sitting here giving her humanity? Trying to make her look humane. She don't give a damn about Charlie Kirk. And all this BS she's saying, it will not land anyone in jail. Erica Kirk is still a free woman. So all that Candace is saying is just to be the mean girl who failed to read or do math and understand the freezing point of water. I mean, you know, thunder, lightning, concepts that 2-year-olds probably could grasp. Go over Candace's head. And she's 2,158 years old. You got this ancient dummy sitting here saying all this vile stuff. And for what? Erica Kirk is not in jail. She's not even being interrogated. Go figure. That is the quickest way to piss that judge off. How dare you? You've had judges removed from the bench for falsely incarcerating someone. 2 of them I reported on my channel. 2 judges in my state was kicked off the bench where both of these judges wrongfully detained someone. Didn't charge them, didn't have the authority. One of them didn't have the authority to do that because she was a family court judge. They both wrongfully detained someone, took away their liberty and freedom without due process, violating their constitutional rights. They couldn't even figure out what they were charging the person with. Just did it out of spite and vindication. And they were kicked off the bench. These are judges, albeit elected. These were 2 judges. And they were kicked off the bench for that. And now you are sitting here as the alien that you are, calling for an innocent American citizen to be jailed, at the very least, interrogated. Based on what criminal charge? Because you're not going to be interrogated by a police officer, law enforcement in general, for a civil matter. So it has to be circumventing a criminal charge. So what's the criminal charge? I want the statute code, Candace. STATUE, statute. I want the statute code that Erica Kirk violated to warrant you opening your mouth saying that she should be jailed, at the very least interrogated by law enforcement, as if that would not be a vile waste of tax dollars and law enforcement's time when they can be doing anything else to keep citizens safe, protect and serve. No, you want them to go arrest and jail Erica Kirk because you don't like her. Not because she broke the law. You have zero evidence to implicate Erica Kirk in anything regarding an assassination. Hence why Erica Kirk is going to have to sue the crap out of Candace Owens. That alone will be sufficient enough to piss that judge and the jury off. Let's believe if when Erica Kirk drops her lawsuit, she's going to have a jury demand.
Pull herself out of bed. I just want to go find her job.
A whole act of government was in this hotel. And you had the president there. But she cancels an event with the vice president. How dare you? Why you canceling? What the hell y'all planning? Candace, what were you planning to have happen to Erica Kirk if she went to UGA? What were you planning on happening to her? Because we don't have to put anything past you. What were you exactly planning here? They came off like Erica Kirk ruined the plans. She ruined all my plans to have her targeted. She decided to cancel and went home. They were not expecting that. And it happened abruptly, same day. They were not expecting that. And yet they got mad about it. Y'all know how asinine that is to get mad because she's canceling and went home to her kids. And then they turn around when she goes to White House Correspondents' Dinner. You haven't been home. How would you know? So you're stalking her as well? Ridiculous.
Is to cry. And then for us to be scolded that it's our fault that she's crying because how dare we try to figure out who killed her husband? And that's what
no, there's no figuring that out. You can't read. When you can tell me what's 4 times 3 Candace, I don't want to hear anything about you talking about trying to figure out what happened to Charlie Kirk. And yet you want Tyler Robinson's defense team to call you for what? They don't owe you anything. God. Candace is trying to single-handedly get Tyler Robinson off and help him fight an appeal if he is convicted. You just want this boy to win for some reason. This dumb alien demonic demon.
She did this weekend. Again, it's every week. You could set a timer.
She goes, where's daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3.
This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievable.
Says the woman that ran Blexit in the ground. No, I'm sorry. Says the alien that ran Blexit in the ground. Candace, what was it? 1.72 mil? I heard it was higher than that. Because, Blexit was a nonprofit. They have to file their taxes. Most times it's not accurate. And they do not outline all of their expenses or revenue. So the number could be much higher. Candace, you going to tell us where you put all that money from Blexit into? You had about 3 or 4 LLCs attached to Blexit. And yet TPUSA bailed her out by acquiring Blexit, knowing that it was upside down. Charlie Kirk probably was afraid to tell her no. Because why would they do that? Of all nonprofits on earth, especially in the United States of America, why would TPUSA bail Blexit out? Candace, you gonna tell us that you reached out to TPUSA asking them to buy Blexit or what? Because you couldn't get Kanye West to buy Parler Inc. So they couldn't get Kanye to buy Parler Inc. And what do? Go to TPUSA and say, can y'all please help us? We don't know how to do math. Yeah, so I ran Blexit in the ground by $1.72 million. And, I just... I went on all these tours with you, Charlie, and I think you owe me to buy Blexit because I just cannot lose that 6-figure salary I was paying myself. And Brandon Tatum was the vice president. Aren't you two still friends? How's that going? Can you help me out? Because, I've never been good with money. And that's what it's all about. Why have Team USA do that? And you knew that you could not stand their guts, Candace. All you care about is money. Once again, it's so profound. I saw a video title saying stalking is murder in slow motion. So profound. Because at some point, what is that leading up to? It's like murder, and not even just in the physical sense, but mentally and emotionally. You're restricting this person from being able to live in peace. They have the right to exist and live in peace. Stalking them is basically infringing yourself upon this person. And for what? It's a felony. Why would you want to do that? Candace, you're an alien girl. Erica Kirk is a whole grown woman. Why are you obsessing over another grown woman? Yeah, what's Samantha?
Emotional response. It's a smile I just could not put on following my husband's public assassination. How did Erica Kirk scam a genius like Charlie? The more I hear her past interviews, the dumber she sounds. I don't get it, shaking my head. He just wasn't a genius on the topic of women. You make mistakes. This is who Erica was at this time. She was auditioning for everything.
No, he was not a genius when it came to women. Candace, it's so funny that you say that, considering the fact that Charlie Kirk made the genius decision to not marry yo dumbass. I listen. He got it right. He knew you were an evil entity without a soul or a brain, and he did not pick you, Candace. That's pretty smart to me. Y'all hit the 4. You agree? You saying Charlie Kirk was not a genius when it came to women? Candace, he didn't marry your dumbass. That makes him beyond genius. George Farmer's the idiot. Because you're about to cost him a lot of money. You know she's got to be saying, George, I just need 50 million. You know, they're going to enter a judgment against me. No. And I'm going home to my parents. Going back to the UK. I'm taking the children. Let me know when your water breaks. If there was ever a time to remove kids out of a home, this is it. It's like watching her unravel and snap in slow motion. And God forbid it comes out to where she lashes out on her kids. This is madness. Now, Charlie Kirk was smart, all right. He didn't marry Candace Owens. Hallelujah.
And eventually she's going to get the part for Charlie's wife. Charlie just really, really, really wanted love, right? And then have to consider that the thing that he wanted most, like he didn't get. And you can even check out this clip, which is that her in a car. I do believe that she has been orchestrating this entire PR campaign because she loved Charlie. She loved him like Lyndon Baines Johnson loved JFK. No time to grieve. She needed to be sworn in as the new leader before his body was even.
Candace, why would Lyndon B. Johnson be in love with JFK? Who said that Lyndon B. Johnson had to even show any love or affection towards JFK? They grown men. They were 2 grown men. It was the job of the vice president to be sworn in when the president of the United States was assassinated and died. You talking about, oh, they had to be in love for him to take on his duties that he swore to take on in the event of the president's death, or if the president get impeached. What you mean? The vice president takes over. That's how that works. It's called 3 separate but co-equal branches of power. Why would Lyndon B. Johnson need to be in love with JFK for him to fulfill his duties. This is how stupid she is.
Time to grieve, she needed to be sworn in as the new leader before his body was even cold. JFK was shot and killed, and now LBJ has to step up
Yeah, because that's what he swore to do as the vice president of the United States. Yeah, let me step up in the event that the president is incapacitated, deceased, or impeached. Yeah, because you don't want to create a power vacuum here. Are you out of your mind? You have whole countries that want to destabilize the United States. We have processes in place for a reason. We have a constitution for a reason. Even the amendments. That is established for a reason. We will never go any longer than we need to without having a president representing the United States. If something happens to the president, the vice president steps in his place. It's just like that. It's called a hierarchy. What the hell?
Fortunately, I gotta be honest, I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. Realizing that nothing in Charlie's life is real. It's just something that keeps.
Candace, were you alive to see how LBJ felt when JFK was assassinated? Did you get the chance to talk to him in person? Is he another dead person talking to you in your sleep? According to you? I mean, you're a pathological liar. Does LBJ come to you in your sleep as well? You weren't even born. Saying some nonsense like that is just stupid. Candace, you weren't even born. You can't say how LBJ was feeling. You do understand that at the end of the day, he may have grieved and mourned the loss of JFK. You weren't there. You have no first, second, third, fourth, fifth hand account of anything about how LBJ felt when JFK was assassinated. You can't speak to that. You have no idea what he may have been going through. But when JFK was pronounced deceased, that then and there, even if he was not deceased, was incapacitated. If he could not fulfill his duties as president, the vice president steps in. That's just how our country laws work. Our amendment, our constitution works. That's how we operate as a country. This is the zenith of stupidity right here.
Up at night, just nothing in his life was real. Erica Kirk is the COVID vaccine.
That baby though.
Okay, no one can debate this. I'm right. It's a fact. And you're thinking, is this vaccine going to kill us all? Because it's safe and effective. Is now suddenly she's a grieving widow.
Instead of nagging my husband, I embrace his hard work.
Like I said, it's a repeat tactic to garner an emotional response, to say, look, she's a damsel in distress, and no one should, you just need to feel bad for her. Like I said, she's just a piece of technology. She's not even something to hate or resent.
Why does it seem like the
Candace, you sitting here trying to somehow invalidate her humanity didn't work. Didn't work. Only you and your dumb cult members and bots say that. And who knows? Candace might be all the bots. Still can't spell. Not even her own first name correctly. This is ridiculous. You're trying to say that she's just an asset, like a piece of equipment. But yet we call you a demonic alien. Your cult members get all up in an uproar. We call you evil. Somehow you want to have some fake outrage on that. Like we give a damn. Get your ass off our planet.
The closer you get to God, the harder the devil works on you.
Yeah.
She's so jealous.
Look.
Candace is
That demonic Erica. You people don't have shit on Candace.
Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erica Kirk because unfortunately she has received some very serious threats.
I'm just scared, and like I'm looking online and people are saying like
you're Candace, you're a demon. You're a demon. You are a demon. This mockery is something else. Candace, did you know this dumb demon number 2, your little cult member, did this video? Did she play this video on her show? I'm curious. Did anyone see Candace play this video clip of her cult member saying all this garbage about Erica Kirk? All because Candace told him to feel this way. Punk ass got a face mask on. No, why the hell are you hiding your face? Take that mask off and do another video. That way we can just send it over to the FBI. Erica Kirk, this is why you need a protection order. This is nonsense. Did she play that video on her show? Can't make this up.
That demonic.
This is all because she said something. So the cult member who has no brain just repeats what she said because she said so. Repeat after me. Erica Kirk is a demon. Say it again. One more time. And it seems like you're practicing with them on saying this nonsense. You gonna address this idiot that said all this, Candace? Are you gonna say I don't condone this behavior? What if he was crazy enough to go out and actually do something to Erica Kirk? What if this is one of Candace's direct sources and contacts living in her building? Who knows? I have the right to assume. I can put 2 and 2 together. What if this maniac is one of Candace's direct sources of contacts living in Erica Kirk's building? And Erica Kirk didn't know it. What if he was one of the neighbors? Why would he cover his face up? This is some clown shit. Why are you wearing that face mask? Now, let me sit here and sound rough and tough with my bald head, but yet and still, I'm going to put this mask on so no one sees my face. This is the level of cowardice that they have. You say evil shit like this? No, stand on it. You dumb demon. Stand on it. Take that mask off and let us see your face. And then whatever consequence come your way, suck it up. That's all I'm saying. He could be one of the neighbors living in her building stalking her. That's some sick people out here in the world. Candace is demonic and evil.
Demonic. Erica. You people don't have shit on Candace.
Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erica Kirk because unfortunately she has received some very serious threats.
I'm just scared, and like I'm looking online and people are saying like they're just saying that like they want me to die. And I'm just so overwhelmed right now, Mr.
Candace, you do want her dead. Candace Owens wants Erica Kirk dead. You do want her dead. Why would your dumb cult members get mad if she cancels and actually goes home to her kids? No, that cancellation ruined their plans to do something to Erica Kirk because you got these sycophants out here crazy enough to do it.
President, I'm just so overwhelmed. Dab, 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 no tears. I'm so over. And my kids, I just don't want my kids to be an orphan, Mr. Vice President. I'm so sorry. And I want to say to JD Vance, you better wake up fast, okay? That's a black widow, my friend. You will get bit. I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning.
So then the judge will ask, what makes you think that? Who made you the judge and jury of anything? And based on what criminal charge again? You want to subject an innocent civilian to whom you have zero evidence to prove any crime was committed by her to be dragged into a police precinct for questioning and then go to jail? All because what? You're still not going to be CEO of TPUSA. The board of directors will not permit you to even think that. Only the devil put that shit in your head.
Be a day that she is capable of
10 to 15 years from now.
She's dangerous.
When my children will look back on this season of life, but they will see everything.
No, look at this video.
They will see how this world talked about their father, their mother, even themselves. They will be able to read every headline, every accusation, every lie. And my prayer is their focus isn't on all that noise, but rather on how their mother showed up and how she handled it.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a well
Didn't
done.
go into detail.
Well done, Milk Bar. Well done. My goodness. All right, y'all. So here is a clip. This is from Facts Me. Shout out to Facts Me of Twig and Berries testifying. We're not gonna play the whole thing, but I just want to get the bulk of it in, just so you all can kind of gauge this testimony and see what the defense attorney have been throwing tantrums about.
I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it, and then kept going around and just doing stuff, I think, to keep himself busy or distracted or something. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but he had said he was planning to go hunting with his family. And he asked me if we had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets. And I just told him where our Dremel was, and I told him to make sure he doesn't set off a bullet on accident in the house.
Fine. Okay, so we should be good. All right.
I'm about to say that is not my video. So their video went out.
Is that mic on?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, sorry about that interruption. All right, so you said when you first met, you were roommates?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point, your relationship progressed to something more than just roommates, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
I think we started dating 2 or 3 months after he moved in.
Okay. And where did you live at that time?
St. George, in an apartment complex.
And is that apartment the same place you lived on September 10th?
Yes.
When you lived there with Tyler, were you in the same room? Did you live in the same room or different rooms?
No, separate rooms.
I thought he was transgender. What's going on? So Twig and Berries came to court on screaming, of course, but it should be still regarded as you being in court. With this deep voice, got his hair down in the basic simple style, wearing a suit and tie.
And at that time, let's say September of 2025, what were you doing with your life? Were you working, school?
I was working. I was doing bathtub and shower repair and stuff in new construction.
Tried to transition.
Okay. Oh, Tyler.
I think he was both working. I think he was working for an electrician company then, and he was also in a trade school for being higher ranking electrician. I'm not sure how the trade system works for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he was both.
What was his typical work day like?
I think he'd leave around 7 generally and get back around 3 to 4. Depending on where the job was and how long it was for the day. And then on certain days of the week during school semesters, he would then later in the day, I think around 5 or 6, go to school. So yeah.
Okay, let's jump to September 10th. Did he spend the night in the apartment the night of September 9th into September 10th?
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Do you know when he left the apartment on September 10th?
I don't know an exact time. I just know he left early. I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when like an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him spell his gum just to make sure that
I can do that.
You mind? I think you're right in front of your laptop.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so what time did you get up on September 10th?
Probably like 12 to 1 p.m.
You didn't have to work that day?
No.
And did you hear from Tyler? Did he call or text you before then?
No, he sent that message in the group chat I mentioned, but he didn't message me directly at all that day.
Okay. When did you first hear from him on September 10th?
It was at 11 o'clock with that like automated message.
Okay, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
What about, he asks you here, remember how I was engraving bullets? Was he engraving bullets before this?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but he had said he was planning to go hunting with his family. And he asked me for if we had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets. And I just told him where our Dremel was and told him to make sure he doesn't set off a bullet on accident in the house. But I didn't really think about it until then.
How long before September 10th was this that he asked about the Dremel?
I don't remember because he'd been talking about the hunting/camping trip for a couple months. But I don't remember when he was specifically asking to engrave the bullets. So
are we talking like a year before?
Oh no, not that long. It would have been I'd say at most a month before this was when he was asking.
Okay. Right. You talked about the note that he left. I want to bring this up, and I should say that these text messages that we've been looking at here are Bates number 54. Okay, the notes have been titled 16.3 with a note, and this is Bates number 58. Do you recognize that on the screen there?
Yeah.
What do you recognize it as?
That was the note under his keyboard that he was referring to in the first text of that chain.
Okay, so where did you find this?
On his desk underneath his computer keyboard.
And I assume you read it.
Yeah.
And then what did you do with it after you read it?
I believe I just put it back down on the desk after I took a picture of it.
Okay. And again, the time you read it was probably around 11 o'clock or so on the 10th.
Yes.
The night of September 10th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And did you ever see that again after you placed it back on his desk?
No, I don't think I did.
And that was the desk in his bedroom?
Yes.
And that's a separate bedroom than your bedroom?
Yeah.
And now I want to go to what's been titled 16.
Camera go on again? Why did the camera keep going up?
So Tyler Icom, who's that?
That's Tyler Robinson.
And these other people are just others that are members of the server?
Yes.
Jug, Barnaby, Marina, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, DM means Dungeon Master. So these are most of them are names they're using in the game they're playing currently.
Got Yeah, it looks like the last text from Tyler looks like it's 8 p.m. And do you know what day this would have been? 8 p.m. on the 10th or the 11th?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mindy.
I would think that would be the 11th. Because at least I think so, because I don't think on the 10th that he messaged anyone before me at like 11. So.
And he turned himself in on the 11th, right?
I thought so, yeah.
I thought so. Wait. You thought so? Why do you need to speculate that? I thought so. What you mean? Is this the correct date or not?
We're just going to go through this so that we have a record of the messages. Is that an accurate recording of that thread?
To my knowledge, yes.
And that was sent, looks like between September 10th and September 12th. Looks like the last day on this is September 12th.
Parts of it is redacted.
Yes.
All right, so again, those messages covered from September 10th to the evening of September 11th. Now, September 11th, what time did you see Tyler on September 11th?
Yes.
When did you first see him on September 11th? So this is the day after the shooting.
Yeah, I saw him when I woke up. Like I said, he was up and around doing a lot of stuff around the house. And then I think I saw him after that message where I said I'll come home and say I'm doing laundry, because I didn't want him going to my parents' house right then when he said there was probably cops outside. So I went back home and it was just him there, and I said bye to him, and then he drove off. So I just went back to my parents' house. Didn't go into detail. I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it. And then kept going around and just doing stuff, I think, to keep himself busy or distracted or something.
Okay. Did he talk about what he was going to do next?
And then eventually said that he would talk to his parents or turn himself over.
Okay. And when you left, was that how you left, understanding that he was going to turn himself in or go to his parents' house?
Yeah, and I didn't really want to be at our apartment while any of that was happening, regardless of what went down.
Okay.
What went down, Twig and Berries, is that someone was assassinated. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Is he referring to what went down, like in regards to a subpoena being executed, like a search warrant or something being executed, or what? I mean, this is, man.
Okay, before he came home, had you seen the press releases, any of the media on this?
I'd seen one Instagram link a friend of mine had sent in our group chat,
okay,
but I hadn't really looked into it at all.
And had you seen the images that were released of the suspect?
I did the next day. I don't think I saw any on the 10th.
I'm going to show you a couple of those images.
So if you guys notice the questions he just asked, have you seen the images? Did you hear any of the podcasts? Those are the similar questions that will be asked during the jury selection process. It will be to gauge what possible jurors have been exposed to. So as you can see, these similar questions are appropriate to ask. You want to know what type of exposure did you have, on that day, or circumventing around the assassination. That way you can at least get on record what they were possibly exposed to. For the jury selection process, you will have both parties' attorneys there, able to ask questions to kind of weed out the jury so that it can be neutral and impartial and fair. So both the prosecutors and the defense counsel will be in the room, be able to ask questions of the jurors going in. That way, both sides can at least get it as neutral and as fair as the law and court rule says it should be. You don't want to create bias by selecting certain jurors. You want to make sure that they're able to hear the finding of fact, law, and evidence to give a ruling based on the law itself, not based on how they feel.
Okay, I'm on the FBI's website. You can see the URL there at the top. This is a press release about this event.
So this is public information.
Here on the screen, you see these, looks like there's 2 rows of 3 images.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the person in these images?
I wouldn't say it with 100% certainty just because of camera quality, but that looks like him in terms of the shoes he's wearing, the sunglasses. I don't think I'd specifically seen him wearing that hat, but he was usually wearing a hat, and then jeans. So it definitely, especially the bottom, the last 2, definitely do look like him. Oh, they do look like Tyler Robinson.
And you talked about that with your friends, right? This looks like him.
Yeah, his friends. Yeah, I don't know if I don't remember if I talked about it with any of my friends. And then since I didn't have my phone after that for a while, and I still am not using social media, I don't know on my friends' end.
Okay. All right, I want to back up a little bit now. We've talked about September 10th, but let me get a little bit of context here. So, did you game with Tyler?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
Played some just kind of party games together, like anything that would be multiplayer with a group of friends. There was one game he really liked called Sea of Thieves, where he plays like a pirate, and you can fight against people, but most of it's just like fishing, fighting sharks, skeletons kind of stuff. We played some co-op games where it's like you both have to.
Yeah, you're talking about playing a game.
We played some like shooting games together, but I didn't know him very well, so that was just when we had like a full friend group on to play, and he was someone that my friends invited.
Okay. Did you and he ever talk about politics?
He did more than me. I don't really keep up with politics very much. He'd usually talk about stuff he heard on the radio on his drive to work in like their work car, since it sounds like their whole crew went in the same car most of the time. But I wouldn't say super consistently, because it wasn't a topic I really contributed much on.
What about Charlie Kirk? Did you ever talk about Charlie Kirk?
I personally had never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk before specifically.
Okay. How about political issues? So did you ever talk about gender identity issues and LGBTQ rights?
No, not really.
What?
Usually if he did talk about politics stuff, it was relating to
You're trying to transition as someone in that community, the LGBTQ community, and you mean to tell me that you never had one conversation with him about that at all? Somehow Candace thinks that her somehow testifying for Tyler Robinson will help this case. God.
Trump or current like policies being like issued or voted on, I think. But yeah.
Okay, so before that you have been?
For a short time, yes.
Okay. And I understand you're going by Luna at some point?
To some people, yeah, but not as an overall thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. think that's all the questions I have for this portion. Let me check and see if I've missed anything.
My Lord.
Okay. The Dremel that you talked about, you said he had asked for that, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And had he told you it was to inscribe bullets?
Yeah.
And so did you have a Dremel then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The earliest thing that I remember was my first play date.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So this is Edie Marie's video. I saw like the first 2 or 3 minutes, and I said, "Oh, I gotta show this in my next live." So this is called Tyler Robinson Won't Get a Fair Trial. Now, if you are familiar with Edie Marie, you'll understand why she titled this. But she is definitely advocating for Erica Kirk to get justice. So the first 2 or 3 minutes is Candace basically talking about her, I guess, experience of going to some a kid's house that she, you know, of course, described with hair that's blonde and blue eyes, and said that, you know, she had a lot of money and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, Candace lied about growing up in poverty. And her own relative came out and debunked that. Her own relative, one of her cousins, came out and debunked Candace about her upbringing and trying to make it seem as if the grandfather did nothing for her. Just left her hanging. She had no one by her side. Like, you got your mouth. So shout out to Edie Marie. I wanted to get this in, and I think that will be the end on this one. We'll be back at this tomorrow, you all. I'm still trying to see what attorney Dennis Sperling is open to doing. Saturday, we will have Natalie Jean Biesner here in the LLC. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we have to cover this appeal, the motion for the new trial regarding the Carmelo Anthony case. I did say I would cover that once it's dropped. I'm just trying to make sure any videos that are over here on X, we can definitely tune in tomorrow. But I want to make sure we get this in here because I love the way Edie put this together. She's a fantastic content creator. So make sure you guys go and check her out and support her over on YouTube. She's also on Twitter X as well. I do believe her handle is the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. So got a couple live streams that we got to get into tomorrow between Tyler Robinson and, of course, Day 5 and some clips you guys are tagging me on X. And I got this throwback video of Umar. We'll have to cover that. But we definitely I definitely wanted to check this out. So let's get to this. Make sure you guys go and support her. Here's her YouTube channel below. Shout out to Mindy. Thank you so much for posting that up. Let's get to it.
Which was in kindergarten class. I was 5 years old, and there was a girl named Lindsay DeLeo. She was this blonde girl with blue eyes, and and her mother invited me over for a play date to her house, and I was just shocked that people lived in the way that she lived. She lived in the suburbs. She had a massive house.
I wanted this Lindsay DeLeo appreciate Candace dropping her name like that. Candace, is this girl a real person? We all know you have imaginary friends called demons. But is this a real person? Is there any evidence this person existed? Why are you name dropping?
She had this Victorian concept room. She had a nanny. She had a playroom. I just remember being shocked that this was even a part of life. Please do not lecture us, JD. Do not. Okay, the lecture that is coming from you is exactly why we don't like Erica. It's elite. She has money and connections. She can call Vice President J.D. Vance. She can get Secretary Scott Bessent to issue a letter on demand. She can get Trump to say how much Charlie loved her in his Easter speech.
She don't have to get anyone to say that. It was apparent that he loved her. There's nothing you can say to sever that love. That love may carry her from everlasting to everlasting. You, Candace, will still never be able to interfere with the love that Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk had together between each other. Even with him not being here on earth. That does not stop her from loving her husband and holding on to the memories they shared and his legacy. So you saying all this BS and for what? While you are sitting here talking about an innocent person being jailed and interrogated.
It's the balcony approach that makes us sick.
My great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Remember Charlie down on the patio? And he could sit there all night long listening to us.
He is President of the United States.
Oh, the music. Oh, sorry, it's copyrighted.
This girl's a fat Jew. All cheating scenarios, 100% the blame is always on the female. That's when you put some makeup on, do some burpees, go.
I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction.
And then you were like, how far did Hitler live from Holocaust?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Sat next to you. He basically said nothing to me.
Did what I've done for the past 6 years. Literally nothing romantic had been said up to this point.
Nothing. No, nothing at all. Not even a kiss. Don't hold my hand. You've got cooties. Meanwhile, George is sitting out here taking lovely, very romantic looking photos with other men. God.
Howdy ho there, neighbors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edie. I know that I promised I'd be looking better in the next one, but I just couldn't be bothered to do my makeup with this preliminary hearing going on. Are you all as annoyed with Mr. Novak as
Marie, you don't need any makeup. You can't even tell if he's wearing makeup or not, girl. This is the editing for me. This is
I am. Mr. Novak, and then who's the lady? Is her name Kathy? The female attorney for Robinson? Honey, if that's all it takes to be an attorney, I could be an attorney. I really could. If that's all it takes, I could be an attorney. Okay? I got a good memory. You can memorize some stuff. You can memorize all the little .4 subsection A17. I could do it. I could do it. And you know what? I might get my client the death penalty for a traffic violation. But I'll do it with style. Because all she said, day one, I'll refer to my standing objection, Your Honor. It's a standing objection for a reason. You shouldn't have to keep saying it. But that's all she said. That's all. She didn't offer anything. She just relied on her standing objection. So she's really annoying. But let me tell you something about this Novak fella. If he doesn't put his teeny tiny little hand down, and if he doesn't stop interrupting our judge, we love the judge. We love him.
Love the judge.
Put your teeny tiny hand down and spit it out, brother. Spit it out. Why is it so hard for you to get to the point? Condescending and rude. Is he not those things? Heavens to Betsy. So today they started late and we've gotten nowhere. I've been in the Jay Witt chat. We've gotten nowhere.
Oh,
okay, they took a short recess. They could have sidebar combo.
Jay Witt. Didn't he come into Paramount Tactical chat? How did I miss Jay Witt? Oh, shout out to Jay Witt, my brother. How you doing, Deacon? Mama, sorry, I forgot to give him a shout out. He was in the chat. At least I thought he was. I saw y'all dropping green hearts. Oh, Jay Witt, we love you.
About whether or not the Lance Twiggs interrogation or interview, whatever you want to call it, footage.
Twig and Berries. His name is Twig and Berries. Twig and Berries.
And be shown during the preliminary hearing, because Novak says that it would take the jury pool. Listen, buddy, the jury pool, I don't know. Can I say it's a lost cause because of Candace and all of her culties?
Let's hope
all
not.
the conspiracy loonies. You've been done. Tainted the jury pool. That's why everybody's been telling you to shut up, but nobody's shut up. So now we're here, right? This is what we've been waiting for. Justice for Charlie. And now we're probably not going to be able to see or hear but a little blip of it. All of this is very telling. All of it is very telling. And I'm sure Candace is somewhere with her fake pregnancy throwing a fit. We need to check on George. I really do fear for his safety. This can't be good for them. You know, when the authorities said,
George Farmer, how did you get that black eye again? You know, I just, seeing that Candace is prone to violence and then try to weaponize her pregnancy to justify her wanting to be more physically violent. Yeah, I mean, he needs to get the kids out of the house. George Farmer, I don't feel sorry for him at all, because he's the one standing behind the camera rooting Candace on with her pre-scripted, pre-recorded dumb nonsense of a show where all she does is just gossip and lie. But then throws a tantrum when she gets sued. Candace, you should be in expectation of lawsuits. When you lie like hell is hot, the lawsuits will come on their own. All she needs is just 3 good more federal lawsuits to sue her into oblivion. Yeah, that'll make me very happy.
that they had overwhelming evidence. They weren't lying. She tried to make it seem like they were lying. She tried to make it seem like there wasn't a shred of evidence that they had, that Tyler Robinson hadn't even been on UVU campus. And what have we found out this week? He canvassed the campus. He was there so many times. She is having a meltdown. She's having a meltdown somewhere. And she's desperate, clawing for whatever. She's going to continue to rely on the grooming of it all. I said yesterday, she's thoroughly prepped her cult members to think that the way that she wants them to think, to not believe their own eyes. It's so funny that the other day she was like, they don't want us to believe what's right in front of us. How dumb do they think we are? That's you, honey. You are the queen of projection. You don't want your cult members to believe all of the evidence that's being presented. Why? Why are you fighting so hard?
Because Candace can't read. Y'all know she never read the probable cause affidavit, right? She admitted that when she had her interview last year, 10 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination, with Elle, or what is it, Ellie or Elle from CNN? She literally stated she did not read it. Reading is not fundamental for Candace. It's too hard. She not know big words. Bureau, Candace, Bureau.
Candace, to free Tyler Robinson, the one who killed your baby brother, right? You fool.
Fool.
Listen, I don't know how we can get Mr. Novak thrown out of the court. Okay. He's a nuisance. He's a nuisance. Just play the interview or the interrogation. Let us hear it. And the indictment, some of the text messages were already presented, right? Not all of them, says the prosecution. They said that we didn't release all of them. We released just enough, but now we want them all to be made public. Thank you. I think that we all have a right to know. Not that we have a right to know, but that Charlie has a right for all of it to be shown. I know, because this is the greatest country to have ever existed, that we have protocol we follow. I can't say judicial, okay, to save my life. I have to really sound it out. Otherwise, it says judicial. We have a process.
Oh, man.
I respect the process. Although it does seem at times that the
Gotta be able to
process
have it
favors the aggressor, the perpetrator, the killer. You know, want to protect their rights to a fair trial. Well, Charlie had the right to live. And Tyler Robinson took that right away from him. He decided that he had the right to take someone's life because he didn't like their opinion. He decided that he had the right because Charlie was so offensive with his rhetoric, as Candace would say, his orthodox Christian rhetoric.
I forgot about all that word she butchered. Candace has butchered so many words. I think Milk Bar has what? 2 good videos that are at least 3 minutes long, as well as Lyle Culpepper of Candace butchering the English language. I forgot she said rhetoric. Candace, you're so stupid. And she wants to take the stand on behalf of Tyler Robinson. She wants Tyler Robinson's attorneys to reach out to her. Candace wants defense attorneys, criminal defense attorneys that went to law school to reach out to her ass about anything. Candace, you don't want them to reach out to you. Because if they do, I'm sure they're going to tell you, you might want to get a lawyer. We sick and tired of you coming up in our case where the judge has to hear how you're still spreading misinformation. Get an attorney. Because the next time, knuck if you buck if you want to. We're sick of your name coming up, girl. Bye, you dumb heifer. Get off our planet. The fact that Candace wants to invoke herself into this murder trial goes to show the level of narcissism that she has. This is not about Candace. This is about getting justice for Charlie Kirk. Making sure that the idea of an appeal being filed and being viable and having merit should be laughable. Will he have the right to an appeal? Yes, he will. If he does not take a plea deal. But it should be unthinkable that any motion for a new trial is somehow granted. It should be hella denied. And the higher level courts should be telling Tyler Robinson's attorneys, kick rocks. Are we bringing all that nonsense up in here? You all don't have a shot in hell. That's how airtight this case needs to be. I want the appellate judges to say, y'all don't have a shot in hell. This is dead on arrival. Bye. Bye, Felicia's. Can't make this up.
And right-wing political views was enough.
She's trying to get him off
to warrant Tyler walking up the stairs to the roof of the building and firing a kill shot. He decided that he had the right to do that. And now we have to tippy-toe around and mind his rights so that he gets a fair trial. Why does it feel like victims get the poopy end of the stick? A lot of the times. It's so frustrating. And we just have to trust the process. I will say I have faith in this judge. He seems very, very sweet, but he's a judge for a reason. So that salt and pepper hair, I feel like spiciness will come out soon if Novak doesn't tread carefully. Leave the judge alone. I was getting really angry. I'm glad I took a little break to film this. This isn't going to be a long video. It's really just me giving my opinion on the preliminary hearing thus far. I just feel like we haven't gotten very far. However, yesterday, oh goodness gracious, when they had the forensic DNA specialist from Quantica.
Edie Marie, are you crushing on that judge? I will not lie. He is a good-looking man. Judge is a good-looking man. And he seems like he is adamant about this going the right way. And he is taking an abundance of caution He is not trying to lean one side or the other. Like I said, you want any appeal that Robinson files or his attorneys file to be denied with the quickness. What y'all saying this? Hey, y'all, all the appellate judges gonna be looking at each other. Did y'all see this? They said that there were court rules violated. What court rule? They forgot to cite the court rule. It needs to be so elementary. I'm telling you all, the idea of any trial being or verdict being overturned or ruling rather being overturned or any new trial being granted, it needs to be laughable. The appellate judges should be sitting on the bench and laughing at any motion for a new trial. All these spelling errors. They must have got Candace to help them out. It needs to be ridiculous. No, denied. Go sit down. He's been found guilty. Bye.
Down.
Oh man.
I loved her. I love the way she turned the pages. Did you guys notice the way she turned the pages? And the way that she was sitting? Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Match. DNA match.
Oh,
with the
man.
evidence found, any of you tying Tyler Robinson
Yes,
to the evidence? The towel, the wrench, or the screwdriver, excuse me, not the wrench. What's the difference?
Yep,
I know.
that's why you give them grace.
Okay. What do you have to say for that? It was planted, right? An Egyptian plane dropped it, or some bees. Right. What about the autopsy report? Homicide, gunshot wound to the neck. Gunshot wound to the neck. But here, see, you're not going to believe any of that, are you? Chaotic Candies. This hat's a little big for my head, but it doesn't matter. You know, if I didn't have to work during the day, I could live stream it myself. That would be fun. Hey, Jackie, miss you. I'll message you when I'm done here. Somebody said, I posted a little short video about how Candace is so fake because she's a psychopath and she only has superficial charm and can't be sustained for long periods of time because she's a psychopath. And somebody said, the only thing fake is that wig, sweetie. That wig was real. It identified as a real wig. Fibers of the wig were real. Everything about it was real. Real nice. And the wig knows that it's a wig. I'm also kind of scared to show clips because now people are getting copyright strikes. But I think that's just from Tucker, right? Tucker Carlson. Artie keeps getting
that dumb crackhead Mickey Mouse. Has crackhead Mickey Mouse said anything about this Super Bam Inc. sending out these fraudulent copyright strikes? Has he addressed this at all? So, crackhead Mickey Mouse, Tucker Carlson, you just gonna sit over there and let this fraudulent company send out fraudulent copyright strikes? Is this how we doing? This crackhead Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Why anyone take Tucker Carlson seriously? I don't know. Erica Kirk needs to tell him to kick rocks. It's high time that she go ahead and just sever from him and tell him, get the hell on and leave me alone. Don't ever expect me to put you on program again. I owe you nothing. This is so crazy. These people claim to be her friend and want to speak at TPUSA events. For what? For y'all to keep leeching off of TPUSA? Because that's what Megyn Kelly and crackhead Mickey Mouse is doing. They're all trying to still leech off of TPUSA. That is how significant of an influence TPUSA has. Where you have these whack-ass morons like Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson still somehow thinking that they have the right to be on a program at TPUSA, but refuse to go off on Candace for attacking Erica Kirk, the now CEO of TPUSA. Don't let them hypocrites be around you. Guard your heart, guard your mind, your ears. Be careful of what you bring in and digest. Use discernment. There is nothing wrong with Erica Kirk telling both of those clowns, I'm not putting either of you morons on the program for what? You all consider yourselves to be my friend? How? You know Candace is out here putting my life in danger, and neither of you are going to say anything? Kiss my ass. And then she can hang up on them and keep living and sleep peacefully. Or I'll do it. Erica Kirk, I have no quarrels with telling Megyn Kelly's dumbass and crackhead Mickey Mouse to kick rocks. Just send the word and let me know when you want me to go ahead and put up a video. I'll go live on that one. On behalf of Erica Kirk and TPUSA, to the crackhead Mickey Mouse known as Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly's dumbass, who should be disbarred, Erica Kirk said, kick rocks. Be gone from her presence. Do not expect to be on any more programs. You're not her real friend. How dare you allow a demonic alien from another planet come here on Earth and attack me to the point where I'm getting death threats against me and my kids. And neither of you buffoons want to call her out by name because you're cowards. You're no longer going to leech off of TPUSA. You want an audience? Figure out how to do some real research and reporting and keep your bots and your cult members and your audience over there where you at. But you're not getting our help with that. We will no longer platform you clowns. Oh, I can go on and on. Let me know when you're ready, Erica. I'll tell them.
Strike the other gentleman that frequents the Paramount Tactical channel. Is his name Jason? I don't know. I'm still feeling this out, okay? I'm not logging in. No, I've already logged in. No. Talk to myself a lot. Scripture, let me just tell you. God is so amazing.
Exactly.
It's all there. It's all there for us. You've been warned. People are going to call evil good and good evil. They love the darkness. They hate the light. And we're seeing it in real time.
Yeah.
I am still grossed out because it's a nonstop assault of Erica. They won't leave her alone. She can't even. I mean, she can't walk or sit still without getting in trouble. Somebody making fun of her, calling her all sorts of names, and then a lot of you have scripture in your profiles.
Yeah, keep mocking God. He'll sit you down, rightfully so. Baron Coleman, Megyn Kelly, crackhead, they all got it coming. Brandon Tatum. Let's not forget about that dumb clown. He is still out here scared to say something to Candace. But then he'll call out Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson. Who the hell? Well, I know her on a personal note, and I consider her a friend and blah, blah. He's still doing her merchandise, knowing damn well she was putting out those T-shirts, going after Erica Kirk. He's another one Erica Kirk need to kick to the curb. Kick all these dumb leeches to the curb. You don't have to be over here in TPUSA to be conservative. Go be conservatives over there. That's all she needs to tell them. Don't call me no more. How dare you morons sit here and let Candace come for me and my kids, put my life in danger, to the point where Lady Luck Club is practically begging for me to get a protection or restraining order so I can stay safe. And none of you buffoons want to call this girl out by her name because you scared to lose your audience. All them bots gonna leave your channel? Oh no. This is why I bless God to have the freedom of speech and expression that I have. I don't have to be political to uphold my right to free speech and expression and freedom of the press. Politics has nothing to do with exercising my rights protected by the Constitution of the United States of America. Laws, because laws are laws. Whether you left, right, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, you have the right to free speech and expression. This is why we're here talking about this. Because Tyler Robinson got big mad because Charlie Kirk said things that Tyler Robinson didn't like. infringing upon his free speech by taking away, like Edie Marie said, and I love how she put that, took away his right to live. You're robbing his widow of having the right to live in peace. Candace is robbing her of that. People are out here stalking this woman, not caring that it's a felony, but then they want to get big mad and delete their accounts and profiles when you report their ass to the FBI because they're cowards. Report them to the FBI. You owe them nothing. Project Booger Nose want to go out here. Project Constipation. And dox people, report his ass to the feds. Don't nobody owe him anything. He's not paying anyone's bills. Probably not even paying his own. It's that simple. Hold them accountable. The worst they can do is still be mad about it. Put safeguards in place. All this, and for what? Because someone had a difference of opinion. Tyler Robinson infringed upon Charlie Kirk's right to live. Right to have his opinion, the right to free speech and expression. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. It's that simple. Go watch something else. Go read a book. Candace can do the same thing. She would rather sit here and obsess and stalk Erica Kirk because she wants Erica Kirk dead. Candace Owens wants Erica Kirk dead. I'm going to keep saying this because I've been saying this. I called it. I have been saying this. This NCRI report basically validates what I've been saying for months. I have whole videos. I'm going to show y'all my videos of where I have video titled Candace Owens wants Erica Kirk dead. Just like that. That discernment is something else. You let God use you to get it. Some of this stuff you can see coming a mile away. I see through Candace. She ain't getting them past me. Suing her, getting restraint orders, protection orders. It's a must at this point. There's no other option. These cohorts out here doxing people, report their ass to the feds. Watch how fast they sit here and cowardly buckle down when they actually get an investigator, FBI agent show up at their door. Yeah, we have a few questions we need to ask you, and we also have a search warrant. Kick rocks. Report them.
You can't do that. You can't drink from the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You can't do it.
Amen.
Friendship with the world is enmity with God. Okay. So you who are acting like the world, worldly, dark, evil, wicked, sinister, intentionally cruel, that's a violation of Scripture. And you're grieving a holy, precious God. But there is good news that Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus Christ, who is God incarnate, born of a virgin, walked this earth sinless, tempted as we are, but never sinned. He was perfect. Perfect. He is perfect. We're talking about his time on this earth. There was no error in him, no sin. He committed no sin. Yet he bore the sins of the world. While we were all sinners, Christ died for us. It was a brutal punishment that he endured, and it was long and gruesome. And I don't believe that the human mind can comprehend what he went through. He didn't look human. His flesh was ripped open. His bones were on display. They tortured him. He was tortured. And then he was humiliated, mocked, ridiculed. And while he hung upon a cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And after he gave up his spirit, because he laid down his life, it wasn't taken from him. Nobody took it from him. He laid it down willingly. A sacrifice once for all for the forgiveness of sins. And he was put into a tomb. And on the third day, that tomb was empty. Because he resurrected from the dead. He resurrected in body. That tomb was empty. He's not here. He's risen. And people testified to seeing him. He ascended to the right hand of the Father, where he now reigns, and he's coming back one day. That is excellent news. Because it doesn't matter what happens to us on this earth.
Amen.
It doesn't matter what awful things people say to us. or do to us. This is not our home. We're just passing through. We have, as followers of the way, the truth, and the life that is Jesus Christ, as blood-bought believers, as those who have confessed with their mouths and believed in their hearts that Jesus is Lord, our eternity is with a holy, righteous God, and we have nothing to fear. Don't fear those who can destroy the body and then do nothing else to you. Fear the one who has the ability to destroy your body and soul for all of eternity, thrown into a horrible place created for the devil and his angels, where there's darkness that can be felt. Ooh. The worms never die. It's weeping and gnashing of teeth, and there's no beginning, middle, or end. It's eternal. That's the future of a non-believer. Those, again, who confess with their mouth and believe in their heart that Jesus is Lord, accept him as their Lord and Savior, we have nothing to worry about. Believe in the sufficiency of Scripture and the sufficiency of the work on the cross. It is finished. It is done. We are victors in Christ. We're more than conquerors, Scripture says. So we're going to have rough times on this earth. No one gets out unscathed, I don't think. But it's okay. Let's continue to pray for the Kirk family, especially for Erica. She loved that man. She still loves him.
Yeah.
I'm sure some days before she's fully awake, she forgets for a moment and reaches for him. So let's continue to pray for her. I'm going to go make myself some dinner now. And I will have a better video tomorrow, but I wanted to post at least something. I'm sure many people will have something to say about my appearance. But I love you. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm really leaving this now. Bye.
Wait a minute. Ah, Candace. Eat your heart out. Oh, this is such an epic ending to this. Absolutely stunning. Candace, I heard you were not invited to the wedding. Yeah, because they care less about you and how you felt. You were just the intern heifer. Oh, man. This was good. I'm so glad we checked this out. This is so, so good. Shout out to Eda Marie. Shout out to all of you all. This has been absolutely fantastic. Let's get in the supers right quick before we check out. Thank you all so much for tuning in and for your support. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. And if you're tuning in on X, come on over to YouTube at the Lady Luck Club LLC. Make sure you subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button and hype the videos up. Tomorrow we are going to go over day 5. I believe tomorrow is the last day. As well as I'll get the documents from Pacer so we can see the order about this recusal and the order on why the motion to preserve the devices was denied. It could be because the judges recused themselves and they're just going to allow the new judge that get assigned the case in the new district to hear that hearing and determine what to do or decide what should be, preserved and what's not relevant. That could be something they're just advising the parties to take up with the next judge assigned to it. Does that make sense? If all the judges recuse themselves in this district, the Middle District of Tennessee, more than likely, they could be very well tabling this for the new judge. So I don't see the reason as to why they denied that motion. But it could be very well because everybody withdrew. Mind you, the order was signed and docketed on July 6th. This order of recusal was signed and docketed on July 8th. So it could have very well been because the judges knew they were going to recuse themselves. I'm just waiting on Brian Harper's attorneys to file a motion for default judgment against Mitch Snow, so they can just get his little dumbass out the way with his transformer water cockroach. Can't make this up. Oh man. Thank you so much, Mr. B5, for that $5 super. I appreciate it. It says Gail Sharpton playing Candace Owens as the Prego. Because Candace is a pregnant. Candace, that excuse is not going to work in court. You have court July 27th. We want cameras inside that courtroom. Oh, yes. I want cameras inside that courtroom. Inside of the courtroom with the Macron lawsuit and Brian Harper lawsuit. I wonder, can I reach out to Brian Harper? I would love to have him over here. I would absolutely love to do an interview with Brian Harper, because I'm curious to know if he's going to request for cameras to be in there. This is a federal complaint with Brian Harper, so courtrooms do vary. Court rules do vary. But that would be awesome to get cameras in both courtrooms for Candace Owens' lawsuits. Candace, you could be tending to your own business regarding your litigation matters. You're too busy still lying about Tyler Robinson. But yet you won't explain why you keep rescheduling the hearing on your motion to dismiss in the Macron lawsuit. Priorities are just all over the place on another planet, but not on her own litigation. You're being sued, girl. You got more to come. I hope they sue you into oblivion. Shout out to Juju. Thank you so much for gifting 2 memberships to the LLC. Thank you so much. Shout out to Wyoming Gal. Shout out to the Moss and the LLC. Juju, Wyoming. Thank you so much for gifting 5 LLC memberships, Wyoming Gal. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for supporting all of us here in the LLC. Give a hearty shout out and thank you to Juju, as well as Wyoming Gal. If you received a membership from me, make sure you show your love. Shout out to CR for becoming a new member. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys go and check out Fax Me, Milk Bar TV, Eda Marie, Paramount Tactical, Jay Witt. Let's see. Tomorrow we will have on Saturday. Saturday we will have Natalie Jean Biesner here. So go make sure you guys go check her out. Trying to, I think, Mindy, did we get a chance to reach out to Mira K? She responded, let me know. We'd love to have Mira K over. And yes, Ryan Morrow. Make sure you guys check out the watch party we did on yesterday with Ryan Morrow. Absolutely fantastic. It was just awe-inspiring. Well done. It's something I would watch like on the History Channel. I mean, I've seen plenty of documentaries like that. Very informative and well done. So make sure you guys go and show these great content creators your love and support. And thank you, March On, for the $20 super. Hi, Miss LLC and Ms. Huertes Luxters. I'm with Edie on being chapped by the judge and the defense attorneys. Anywho, Grandpapa from Nuevo Mexico. Let me see. I'm trying to pull this up. Loves ya. Muchas gracias, damas y caballeros. Shout out to you. Much love to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I got that part. Judge, the judge in this case, oh, he's a good looking man. I'm not even gonna lie. But I love his professionalism and the way he carries himself and maintains decorum in his courtroom. Absolutely phenomenal. And I wish all judges would do that. And this is coming from someone whose godmother is a retired federal magistrate judge. I call out corrupt judges just like I call out the ones that are ethical and moral, disciplined, and doing their job. So I'm so glad that they have this judge assigned to this case. And you don't have to be animated. Here's proof that you can very well go to court, conduct yourself accordingly and appropriately, and do your job well. So we just are so grateful for him being a great representation of the rule of law. All right. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Like I said, day 5. Give a recap of that. And of course, we got to talk about Carmelo Anthony's appeal. So you guys tune in. Look out for the notifications. Thank you all so much for the support here. We're on the road to 50,000 supporters. I cannot wait till we get there. Lord knows I've been working so hard to get there. And you guys are the reason for that. So I appreciate all of you. Hit that like button. Hype the video up on the way out. And until then, Lady Luck Club out.